Chapter 11:27. The Heavenly Hound and the Spring Guardian woke up quickly and left quickly as well. They came quietly and left with great fanfare. Apart from the clouds, he had taken everything else with him. At this moment, all that was left of the divine court was a ruined world. Perhaps years later, there would be some legends about today's apocalypse left behind in this place. Presumably, Fong Ping would also play an important role in this. Cries of despair. At this moment, Fong Ping's mind wandered as he listened. Would Earth be in a worse state than this place one day? The possibility was very high. If he, King Wu, and King suppressing Heavenly King were not strong, perhaps Earth would be 100 times worse than the Divine Court. At the very least, not all of the people from the Divine Palace had died. Although some of them were killed by the shockwaves, most of them were still alive. Little friend, Fong Ping sobered up. He glanced at Heavenly Wood, ignoring its resentment, and looked at Taoist Feng Yun and Earthly Exalted. The two of them were getting ready to leave. The Heavenly Hound had left, and so had the Spring Guardian. Although the Heavenly Wood was still there, this sage had suffered a great deal of damage. An Emperor-level expert and a near-Emperor-level expert could still escape from the hands of a sage. Sages were merely top-notch Emperor-level experts. They had not transcended. Protector Feng Yun, perfected Lord Earthly Execution. Fong Ping looked at the two of them and smiled faintly. Where are the two of you going after leaving this time? Taoist Feng Yun glanced at him, then at Heavenly Wood. Suddenly he said, Fong Ping, you and I are still chess pieces, not players. The three realms are enveloped by a chessboard. Both you and I can't see the truth clearly. The 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors are playing chess. The beginner martial artists are playing chess. The heavenly kings are playing chess. The 3 dimensions are just so chaotic. Of course, when you and I reached this level, we were still playing chess. But now, we are still chess players. The 3 realms spanned countless years, passing through beginner martial arts, ancient martial arts, sects, neo-martial arts. Experts emerged one generation after another. Many people didn't die, all of them reviving. Everyone wanted to be a chess player, so they set up layers of barriers in the 3 realms. Today, Fong Ping had broken through many mystifying barriers, but he still had not walked out of it all. He did not see the entire 3 realms clearly. Who was the good guy? Who was the bad guy? Could he really tell the difference? Was the subduing Heavenly King good or bad? Was a martial king good or bad? What about King Kun, the 9 sovereigns, and 4 emperors? From the beginning, he had been close to the 4 emperors, not the 9 sovereigns. However, the 9 sovereigns were definitely enemies, just as he had thought. The 3 realms was too complicated. Fong Ping was a little surprised by Taoist Feng Yun's sudden words and sighed. He chuckled. I wonder what advice you have for me, Protector Feng Yun? Advice? Taoist Feng Yun mocked himself. What advice do I have? I just want to say, see clearly, understand more, and become stronger. Only then will you and I appear in the future. The experts had awakened. Even experts like the Celestial Emperor had begun to awaken and appeared in the 3 realms. What would the future hold? I don't know, and neither do you. Now that the Divine Court has been destroyed, I have no intention of becoming an enemy of the human race. At least, I don't want to get involved in the war between these big shots until the very last moment. As for the future, who knew? Therefore, this old man will leave this time to search for opportunities, to cultivate in seclusion, and to understand some truths. Fong Ping, Pantheon had been destroyed. Before the sect leader appeared, Pantheon was no longer a threat. This old man and Dixing left this time, hoping that we won't become the human race's target. His words sounded like he was admitting his fear. In reality, he was really admitting his fear. Because Song Mao was still in the human realm, because the Celestial Emperor had just left. No one knew if the Celestial Emperor would return in the next moment. The Celestial Emperor had nothing to do with the human race, but Song Mao was related to the human race. He was only an emperor level. This time, although he had suffered a lot of losses, he had also gained a lot. Some things, after seeing and experiencing, were assets. After witnessing the battle of the saints and the battle and resurrection of the heavenly kings, he came to a realization. In the next period of time, he might be able to break through to the next realm and become a saint. Fong Ping glanced at the two of them, then at Heavenly Wood. Suddenly he laughed. Elder Mu, are you confident that you can keep them here? Heavenly Wood was speechless. Aren't you ashamed to ask me to fight now? I'm injured. The fountain of life is gone. The origin fruit is gone. I have nothing left. Aren't you ashamed to ask me to fight a venerable emperor, a near emperor? Moreover, this venerable Emperor Feng Yun was not weak. Taoist Feng Yun was stronger than thunder, stronger than flaming. He could even break through the 5 great formations alone, but he did not. This person dared to break through to the saint realm. It could be seen that he might be a little far from becoming a saint, but it was not that far. Heavenly Wood said nothing. Fong Ping understood. He looked at Taoist Feng Yun and said slowly, as long as the two of you don't become enemies with humans, then unless we meet again on the battlefield, we humans will not take the initiative to attack you. He did not want to kill Di Xing. This guy might be useful in the future. The other party's origin fruit was still in his hands. As for Di Xing, he might know something. At least he knew that the origin fruit had fallen into Fong Ping's hands. But he dared not say anything, nor did he dare to mention snatching it. This was just handed over to Fong Ping by the Spring Guardian. The other party had just left. He might not have left the 3 realms. If he attacked Fong Ping now, there was a high chance that he would be courting death. Taoist Feng Yun said softly, "Of course, even if the human race is the target of all parties, now is not the time. There is no benefit in becoming enemies with you now. I don't need to eliminate my opponents because we have stronger opponents." The so-called nurturing a tiger was also a concern of the big shots. King Kuan and the others were afraid that King Wu and Fong Ping would grow. But what was he afraid of? He was not that kind of ultimate powerhouse. As Taoist Feng Yun said this, a jade box floated out. "This is the origin soil." Then another jade piece floated out. "This is some information that I promised you before. I was going to find a chance to give it to you after I leave, but it seems like I don't need it now." Fong Ping took it, glanced at it, nodded slightly, and said, "Who is the last true god of Heavenly Court?" He remembered that the evil sect still had a true god in the outside world. Taoist Feng Yun hesitated for a moment, then said slowly, "True Lord Earth Dog, the last of the 72 Lords God. It's not the original true Lord Earth Dog, but a later edition. You should know him." "True Lord Earth Dog?" Fong Ping laughed. "The Celestial Emperor just left. If he didn't, isn't he afraid of being bitten to death?" Among the 72 malefic stars, the last one was indeed Earth Dog. But there was actually someone who dared to call himself that. Of course, he was slightly weaker than Tengu, but it was not a big problem under normal circumstances. But if he met him face to face, the chances of him being smacked to death by Tengu were not small. "Do I know him?" Fong Ping thought for a while, raising his eyebrows slightly. "Qinghua? No." Taoist Feng Yun laughed. "There are some smart people in the 3 realms after all. Some may not be strong, but they are smart, so they live long." "King Pingshan? No." Taoist Feng Yun did not play dumb anymore, saying, "King Huai." At this moment, Fong Ping could not be more impressed. "Amazing. He's King Maple's man, Li Zhu's man, Fate King's man, all of you. He's one of us who killed him. Amazing." Fong Ping almost gave him a thumbs up. What was this called? Big cow. The whole world was my home. Except for humans, no. Fong Ping suddenly laughed. "Say, do you think he has secretly joined the human side? I remember that those who worked with him, those who attacked the humans, are mostly dead. Although he was the vanguard in attacking the humans, he returned empty-handed every time. Instead, he gave away many lives. Every time the war started, he disappeared without a trace. Say, do you think he's on the human side?" The corner of Taoist Feng Yun's mouth twitched. After a while, he said, "The possibility is not high. If that was true, then King Huai would be the best true god in the 3 realms. They would all be a family." This was actually safer than Pingshan. Although King Pingshan was timid and did not fight for power, sometimes it was dangerous if you did not take a stand. On the other hand, a true god who had taken a stand, but secretly sided with various families might live longer. Fong Ping laughed. "King Huai, I really did not expect this person to be one of the 72 Lord's gods. If it's an accident, then I'm not surprised that you know everything. Fong Ping shook his head. This was really beyond his expectations. He had thought that King Huai should be gone since he had sided with so many families. Who knew there was still one? Daoist Feng Yun also smiled faintly. He's also considered a smart person. He knows that he is not strong enough, so he will naturally think of ways to gain benefits from all sides. Also, his strength might not be the same as what he has shown now. At our level, all we can see is the golden body, only vitality, only energy, but can you see how far the Great Path is? If he improves the Great Path without improving his golden body, he can still hide it from everyone. When the Great Path is here, at the critical moment, the improvement of the golden body is actually very fast. Fong Ping nodded. I dare not underestimate this person. Not only him, there is another person, Maple King. Maple King, when he fought with King Wu back then, I feel that there should be someone behind him. He previously sided with the two kings. It might not be the real backer. Maple King. Daoist Feng Yin thought about it and smiled. Maybe it's that person. Hanyu? You know about it too? Of course. Wasn't Venerable the Archmoon Spirit looking for it previously? That's true. Daoist Feng Yin smiled faintly and said no more. His figure gradually turned illusory. He was leaving. Fong Ping, in the three realms, there will be a powerhouse rising in every period, truly leading the way. In the early martial arts era, the powerhouse who created the path of origin. In the heavenly realm era, there were the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors. After that, there was the chaotic era, the demon emperor dynasty, the era of sex, the catacombs royal court, and now the neo-martial era. In the era of sex, unquestionable sword rose. In the neo-martial era, it used to be King Wu. Now, it might be you. Daoist Feng Yun was already gradually walking away, but he was still laughing. This old man has traveled the 3 realms for countless years, observing history and walking in the river of time. After some research, I came to a conclusion. In every era, there will definitely be someone rising. Then in the 3 eras of the chaotic era, the demon emperor dynasty and the catacombs royal court, who is the real ruler? Not only that, in the heavenly realm era, when the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors rose, who is the one leading the way? Fong Ping, perhaps you will know very soon. Daoist Feng Yun left. Fong Ping could not make him stay. In fact, he felt that Daoist Feng Yun might be more powerful than what he saw. This fellow gave him a rather dangerous feeling. Di Xing left too. Fong Ping did not care too much. At this moment, Fong Ping was still thinking about these words. After hearing this, he thought for a while and suddenly asked, Elder Mu, among the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors, who is the strongest? Tiamu said hurriedly, this old man is just a tree. How would I know these things? Then in the chaotic era, the demon emperor dynasty, the catacombs royal court, these should be counted as 3 eras. Who is the strongest? Daoist Feng Yun should be talking about the powerhouses who rose in that era. 8,000 years. In these 8,000 years, unquestionable Jin rose more than 2,000 years ago. More than 2,000 years later, the martial king rose. Fong Ping should be considered one of them. Right now, the new martial era was not over yet. In between, there was still the era when the catacombs' 4 majestic houses dominated the 3 realms. However, after the demon emperor entered the catacombs declined significantly. Further back, the demon emperor dynasty ruled the 3 realms for more than 3,000 years. Further back, it would be the chaotic era for 1 to 2,000 years. These could all be considered the symbols of an era. Tiamu had always been in the god court and had never been to the outside world. However, after thinking about it, he still said, during the era of the catacombs' 4 majestic houses, there might not be any powerhouses born. This is because during that period, the catacombs' 4 majestic houses had not truly become the absolute overlords. After that, unquestionable Jin entered the catacombs, perhaps cutting off the powerhouses of that era. As for the chaotic era and the earthly emperor dynasty, actually, he did not understand these. but he had been entangled with the Kuan King for 8,000 years. He had not been silent all this time. Sometimes, when the Kuan King's avatar was too free, he would chat with him. After thinking about it, Tiamu said, in these two eras there might really be powerhouses rising. At least from what I know, during that period of time, the Kuan King's main body had gone out and was injured. Fong Ping raised his eyebrows slightly. Was it Heavenly King Garrison's doing? That's unknown. If it was Heavenly King Garrison, the Kuan King's performance was actually slightly different. Tiamu shook his head slightly. He knew some things, but he was not clear about the specifics. Fong Ping nodded and did not continue talking about this. Instead, he looked into the distance and muttered, I wonder if Enlightenment Cliff and the Fountain of Longevity are still there? They should still be. Tiamu said, the Fountain of Longevity won't dry up so easily. However, after the Heavenly Emperor's disturbance this time, even if the ancient spring exists, it won't dare to show itself now. Enlightenment Cliff is not a place where energy gathers. It's very difficult to destroy it. If you're interested, you can go and take a look. However, Enlightenment Cliff is actually a little dangerous. Also, the Taoist connotation doesn't always exist. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been sealed by the Kuan King for so many years. Whether you can get the opportunity or not, it still depends on your luck. Then I have to go and take a look. Fong Ping smiled and said, Elder Mu, can you provide me with a place to cultivate? I want to go into closed-door cultivation for some time. Closed-door cultivation. Tiamu roughly knew what he wanted to do. He nodded and waved his hand. A piece of green land appeared in front of him. Bamboo grew instantly and turned into a wooden house. Young friend, feel free to go in a closed-door cultivation here. I also need some time to recuperate. In the wooden house, Fong Ping sat cross-legged on the ground. He was not in a hurry to repair his brain core. Instead, he was weighing the gains and losses this time. The evil sect can be considered completely destroyed. At least the forces outside the fake sky grave are almost wiped out. Now, the only ones who are worth paying attention to are Fengyun, Dexing, Huai King. Daoist Fengyun has his own thoughts. I'm afraid he won't appear for a long time. Dexing is nothing to worry about. Huai King. This fellow doesn't need to be considered a member of the evil sect. This time, he entered the evil sect and killed 2 emperor-level and 8 true gods. No, after old Zhang and the others left, he killed 10 true gods. How many evil sect true gods have I killed? Fong Ping was in a trance. In the space battlefield, he killed 4. A total of 14. He was alone. Even if some of the ones behind him were not killed by him, it was not much different. A single person had killed 14 true gods. He killed 2 emperor level. Not only that, but Dexing was also controlled by him. Fengyun was taken away by him. It could be said that almost 1/3 of the evil sect's power was destroyed by Fong Ping alone. Heavenly Hound has revived. The Spring Guardian has revived. These 2 are going to the real sky grave now. They might not come back in a short time. I've also obtained a lot of information, although I haven't seen it yet. Also, there are many great paths. Fong Ping quickly calculated his gains this time. He did not look at the treasures that were valuable, but not too precious. At this moment, there were only a few things in front of Fong Ping. 1 Saint Token, Origin Realm, 1/10 of the Origin Fruit, Emperor Creation Pill, Beginner Sword Fragment, Earth Palace Plaque, Heavenly God Fruit, and some ancient books. These were Fong Ping's main gains this time. Most of them were obtained in the Kuan King's Hall. There were also 4 fat babies. As for the things he obtained in the Godly Nation, although they were valuable, they were not very useful to Fong Ping. Finally, Fong Ping looked at the Kuan King's spiritual crystal. This was probably the treasure he hoped to obtain the most this time. Fong Ping obtained many treasures this time. Whether it was the Saint Token, the Origin Fruit, or the Origin Realm, they were all treasures. Soon, Fong Ping frowned slightly. The increase in wealth was not satisfactory. I understand a little. Fong Ping sighed softly. He understood. The Origin Realm was not counted because the Spring Guardian did not give it to him. The Origin Fruit and those Saint-level life essences were probably not counted because they were given to Tsang Mao by Heavenly Hound. The spiritual crystal was not counted because this was not considered wealth. Therefore, after calculating, he did not actually obtain many valuable things. The 4 fat babies were not considered wealth. What really counted should be the saint token. This was probably the most valuable treasure Fong Ping obtained this time. Holy weapon. And it was one of the combination kits of divine weapons. How much was a holy weapon worth? Fong Ping did not know. He only knew that at this moment his wealth was a little high. Wealth, 80 billion points vitality, 526,000 calories, 526,000 calories, mentality, 11,115 hertz, 11,115 hertz, severable, origin, vertical 660 meters, plus 66%, horizontal 3,300 meters, plus 33%, combat techniques, god-slaying sword techniques, plus 7%, combat techniques combination deduction, 1 million points / time strength control, 80% extreme outburst, 866,700 cal / 10,83560 cal compared to before he entered the Kuan King's Hall. He had 40 billion more wealth points. Treasures worth 400 trillion. This was not even considered some of the truly good stuff. Fong Ping even suspected that some things could not be measured in terms of value. For example, the beginner sword fragments, the Earth Palace plaque, and some other treasures might not be calculated by the system. Sometimes, when he encountered things that could not be measured, it would not increase Fong Ping's wealth points. Fong Ping had experienced this before. If he really calculated all the value, Fong Ping's wealth points this time could definitely exceed 100 billion points. Fong Ping glanced at it and exhaled softly. It was time to get down to business. Previously, the origin world was consolidated by the Saint token. Actually, he did not expand his Tao because he was afraid that his mentality would increase along with it and his brain nucleus could not take it. However, at this time, Fong Ping no longer cared. He was not in a hurry to use the Kuan King's spiritual crystal. In Fong Ping's hand appeared the heavenly wood life essence that Tengu gave him. Saint-level life essence should be somewhat useful, right? Tengu did not seem to give him much. Fong Ping simply weighed it. It was probably not less than 500 caddies. Tengu was still very loyal. Although the person who was loyal was not Fong Ping, it did not matter. The gray cat was just a cat. Why would it need so much? Wouldn't 100 caddies be enough for the gray cat? At most, he could mix in some water. The gray cat had not drunk a saint-level beverage before. If he mixed in some water, at most he could just say that heavenly wood was useless. What else could he do? Fong Ping thought subconsciously. He kept feeling like he seemed to have forgotten something. In the next moment, a big fat cat in his mind was about to explode. Its tail was raised high, and it shouted in anger, "Big liar, 500 caddies. 1 caddy less, and this cat will stab you to death. No, let the big dog bite you to death." Fong Ping was stunned. Yes, I said I forgot something. I actually thought of the gray cat in my mind just now. You still want to mix in the water. You big bad guy, profiteer, you're pissing me off. Fong Ping was speechless. He said embarrassedly, "Brother cat, I was just saying, this cat doesn't believe you. Come back quickly and send the food, or else the big dog will bite you to death." The gray cat bared its fangs and brandished its claws. "Send the food quickly. This cat can't wait any longer." Fong Ping saw that it seemed to be a little more arrogant than usual. He thought for a while and said slowly, "The big dog left. It left with the spring watcher. Then it said that it would bring your cat guard captain with it to the sky cemetery." "Big cat, you actually don't have a backer." The gray cat's fat face was blank. "Left? To the sky cemetery?" At this moment, the gray cat was squatting on the ground. Its big fat face was dumbfounded. "They left just like that? What about this cat?" Its eyes were wide open. "Did they not agree that all of you would come together and bring this cat to roam the 3 realms? Why did they leave just like that?" Fong Ping looked at its expression and almost burst out laughing. No wonder this fellow seemed to be livelier and more arrogant than before. Sure enough, it was because the Sky Hound and the others had returned. Now it was all right. They were all gone. I'll let you be arrogant. Meow. The gray cat's cry was mournful. It had nothing to live for. No. If the big dog left, so be it. Why did you bring this cat's captain away? Meow, meow, the gray cat screamed. No, the captain had left. It was still waiting for the captain to come back and protect it. They were going to do great things together. Big dog, this cat wants to poke you to death. The gray cat screamed in grief and indignation. It was not like this. It had not imagined this. To think that it had helped the big dog once in the source world. The big dog was too inhumane. No, too inhumane. At this moment, the gray cat was really in despair. Chapter 11:28. The cat shrieked, but Fong Ping could not be bothered with it. You have no backing. Don't think about it. Your backer is me, Fong Ping. Do you understand? Although he wasn't as strong as the ash cat, so what? If he had the ability, he could go out and fight and kill people. In the end, the Heavenly Hound had said that he would deal with whoever dared to touch him. However, the Heavenly Hound had already run away. Who knew what the others would think? In his mind, the old cat screamed for a while and said pitifully, Then leave 400 catties for me. He was no longer arrogant. No, 100 Gene is the most I can carry. Meow. This cat will stab you to death. The ash cat exploded in anger. It was suffocating. Doggy gave it to me. You actually want to take away more than half of it? Cough, cough, 300 pounds. Don't mess around. Fong Ping said hurriedly. I can use it to mend my brain nucleus. Woo-woo, the old cat was close to tears. It had lost 100 catties in an instant. Fortunately, Fong Ping did not take all of it away. He left more than half of it for it, so it was barely acceptable. All right. The old cat drooped its head, feeling a little sad. Then give me the remaining 1/10 of the origin fruit. No. The cat's fur bristled again. I've never eaten it before either. It'll be a waste if you eat it. No, this cat can also expand the cat world. I'll repair my brain. The brain nucleus doesn't need an origin fruit to repair. Fong Ping was speechless. Whenever this cat talked about food, its IQ would increase by leaps and bounds. We'll talk about it when we get back. Fong Ping patted the cat's head. Then, under the cat's inconsolable expression, Fong Ping kicked the cat's, but making it disappear without a trace. The cat had the intention of watching him until he went back. Fong Ping did not have the time to waste on it. Shanghai. Song Mao really had nothing to live for. The big dog left, and the cat-protecting captain was taken away before he could recover. Now that he thought about the bold words he had said in the source world, he felt like a cat. The swindler knew that it had no one to rely on, so he kicked its butt. Woo-woo. The cat wanted to cry. Its dream of being the strongest cat in the 3 realms had been shattered. If it wasn't for the fact that it was waiting for the liar to bring food back, it would have run away from home. Glancing at Fong Yuan, who was still brushing its fur, the azure cat's eyes widened. Liars are bullying cats, so I'll bully people. Little fatty face. The fat cat's face was serious. I've thought it through. I've decided to teach you an earth-shattering technique. Fong Yuan's eyes widened. Was the cat finally being generous? Big cat, pass it to me, the cat said solemnly. This set of lost techniques is extremely important. Back then, the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors discussed it, and Sovereign Ling made a record of it. After that, he came up with an ultimate technique himself. It is the crystallization of the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors, the strongest technique in the 3 realms. After that, the Spirit Emperor studied it alone for thousands of years and finally came up with this ultimate technique. The old cat's words made Feng Yuan's face flush red. 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors. She wasn't completely clueless. This was the strongest group of people in the 3 realms. They actually joined hands to create a cultivation technique. This cultivation technique was too powerful. What cultivation technique? The cat paused for a moment. What cultivation technique? After thinking for a while, the cat said seriously, the 13 Taoist incantation, a Taoist incantation created by 13 invincible powerhouses. The 13 Taoist incantation? Fong Yuan repeated, her face flushing red. It sounded very powerful. The cat heaved a sigh of relief. Who knew what it was called? It was just saying, this cultivation technique, was not created by the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors. Of course, it wasn't bad. The cat thought to itself. It was just a little self-torture. How tragic. It was considered a type of beginner martial arts cultivation technique. Beginner martial artists could create cultivation techniques as they pleased, as long as it could make them stronger. It was also considered a way to cultivate the physique. Although the cat was illiterate, it only needed to memorize it. Using mentality to teach it, it didn't have to be literate. If the swindler dares to kick me, then I'll bully little fatty face. The cat was elated and started teaching the cultivation technique. Little fatty face, just you wait to cry. From now on, I can watch you cry every day. How pitiful. At this moment, Fong Ping started repairing his brain. He didn't expect the cat to have thoughts of revenge. It was revenge on Fong Yuan. Fong Yuan was really miserable. Of course, Fong Ping might not care even if he knew. It was cultivation after all. It was normal to suffer a little. The 200 caddies of Saint-level life essence was considered a gift from the cat to Fong Ping. According to rank 9 calculations, it could increase Fong Ping's wealth by 50 million points, worth 500 billion. However, after the cat tacitly agreed to give Fong Ping 200 caddies, Fong Ping's wealth increased by 5 billion points. 100-fold difference. It was the same life essence. Saint level was actually 100 times that of a rank 9. It was equivalent to 20,000 caddies of a rank 9. 10 tons. Fong Ping sighed in his heart. In the past, he used to calculate life essence in grams and drops. Now he started to calculate it in tons. Life was unpredictable. Inside the gate of life. When Fong Ping transferred the life essence inside, he felt the difference instantly. The life aura of Heavenly Wood's life essence was really too rich. At this moment, the 4 fat babies were also extremely excited. As soon as Fong Ping poured his life essence into it, the few plump babies pounced into the life essence with a flop. Each of them squeaked and squeaked in excitement. This was the first time a saint-level life essence had appeared. The few babies flopped in the life essence, waving their arms and legs. Fong Ping could not be bothered with them. These few little things could exist because the immortal ancient spring's life aura was rich enough. Now that they saw this, it was natural for them to be excited. Fong Ping moved the brain nucleus and soaked it in the life essence. The brain nucleus seemed to have received a good rain after a long drought. In an instant, it began to absorb crazily. The cracks on the surface also began to repair rapidly. 200 caddies of life essence might not be as valuable as some natural treasures, but there were specializations. Life essence was mainly used for healing. Moreover, it was of a high level, so the effect was naturally extraordinary. 1 crack disappeared. 2 disappeared gradually, the life essence decreased, but the brain nucleus became more and more radiant. Many cracks disappeared. There are only about 300 left. Fong Ping's face lit up. The life essence had not been used up, but it seemed like the effect was not very good now. However, being able to repair so much had already exceeded Fong Ping's expectations. According to Fong Ping's calculations, the many cracks that appeared in his brain nucleus before was very likely due to the number of times he self-destructed. Perhaps he had self-destructed 360 times. In an instant, that would be healing the injuries from his self-destructions dozens of times. The effect was indeed extraordinary. One had to know that his brain nucleus was at the absolute peak level. I hope the effect of the spiritual consciousness crystal is better. Fong Ping did not care about the 4 slightly dissatisfied fat kids. A crystal appeared in his hand. At this moment, Fong Ping, with some apprehension, gently moved the crystal above the brain nucleus. The brain nucleus seemed to have smelled something and transmitted a sense of urgent need. Then instantly it stuck to the spiritual consciousness crystal. The crystal began to melt and began to wrap around the brain nucleus. Fong Ping only felt that his brain was incomparably cool. His entire being was completely energized. Outside, on the big tree, Heavenly Wood's face appeared on the tree trunk. Looking at Fong Ping, who was not far away and had completely concealed his aura, a look of deep thought appeared on his aged face. Could Fong Ping really connect to the nine heavens? His brain nucleus was shattered, but he could still unleash true God combat strength. If it was repaired, his spiritual consciousness would be much stronger. Was it his spiritual consciousness that was restricting Fong Ping? If his spiritual consciousness was restricted, then after the repair, Fong Ping's combat strength would probably be even stronger. 3 years of cultivation, Heavenly Wood murmured in his heart. Scary. He did not know that actually 3 years was still a few days away. Fong Ping only started to come into contact with martial arts in late April of year 08. It was only April of year 11 now. 3 years, true God combat strength. This was much more terrifying than some of the powerhouses in ancient legends. Even if it was a grand era now, it was still ridiculously fast. Are you related to Heaven Reverse Emperor or not? Heavenly Wood asked himself again. Heaven Reverse Emperor had done a great favor for him to be able to live until now. He did not know what the relationship between Fong Ping and Heaven Reverse Emperor was, but he was sure that he had sensed some of Heaven Reverse Emperor's aura. 290, 280, at this moment, Fong Ping felt the changes in his brain nucleus. Rapid changes. Even if the number of Heavenly King level brain nuclei was not enough, the quality was Heavenly King level. Repairing a brain nucleus that was at the end of his rope was really extravagant. The cracks in his brain nucleus were decreasing. Fong Ping's mentality was actually beginning to increase. Previously, it had just reached 11,000 hertz. Now, following the repair of his brain nucleus, his mentality began to increase rapidly. 11,500 hertz, 11,600 hertz, Fong Ping was also extremely surprised. After repairing his brain nucleus, there was not much growth before. Now, it actually began to increase. While his mentality was increasing in the source world, the shadows suddenly began to change direction. They no longer developed the origin path vertically, but they began to develop horizontally. Fong Ping felt the consumption of his origin chi. After observing for a while, he was a little speechless. Is this my territory or yours? Who allowed you to develop horizontally? I'm already 3,300 meters horizontally. Even Heavenly Kings might not be wider than me. You still want to develop? Don't you know that this is not cost-effective? The horizontal effect is only 1/10 of the vertical effect. Okay. Fong Ping cursed in his heart. These shadows actually took the initiative to develop. There was no justice in this world, especially old Zhang in the crowd. He was full of enthusiasm. Fong Ping cursed in his heart. He appeared in the source world instantly and sent old Zhang flying with a kick. Who asked you to be arrogant in my territory? Meanwhile, Spirit Emperor Dojo. Zhang Tao's expression changed slightly. I keep feeling that I've been beaten up. Who did this? The one who did this was most likely that son of a B** Tsich, Fong Ping. In the next moment, old Zhang also entered his own source world and gave the guy who occupied the origin path a good beating. Ever since Fong Ping walked the Emperor path, he had taken root in his own origin path, seized his territory, and even floated in the middle of his own Tao. Now, every time old Zhang thought about it, he felt depressed. Whenever he was depressed, he would come in and beat him up. I've given you face. How dare you come in my Tao? Not only did you come in, you even snatched my territory. Who else should I beat up if not you? This kid, I'm afraid his strength has improved. At this moment, Zhang Tao looked at the shadow in the Tao that was gradually becoming clearer. He frowned slightly and then smiled. Things were getting interesting. It seemed like this guy really wanted to compete with him for the leading role of this era. If the sky falls, the tall ones will hold it up. I wonder if he can hold it up? Old Zhang sighed. Then he no longer cared about these things. After integrating the 6 realms, he was only one step away from Heavenly King. The current him had not really become a Heavenly King powerhouse yet, but he was close. Almost. This is too troublesome to cultivate. Killing a saint will probably automatically make it. Old Zhang's eyes flickered. There were many saints here. Other than the 3 saints of the evil sect, there were a few more saints that he wanted to kill the most. Heavenly Emperor Ping Yu of the 4 Brahmas was also a saint. Venerable Emperor Qing Jing of Mount Luofu of the 10 major grotto heavens was also a saint. The masters of the 4 Brahmas and the 10 major grotto heavens might not have been saints in the past. But over the years, unless they were too seriously injured, almost all of them had entered this realm. Venerable Emperor Qing Jing. Zhang Tao thought of this person. Kill him. The 3 saints of the evil sect were all gathered together now. If he encountered them, he might not be a match. These 3 were real ancient saints, not far from heavenly kings. If the 3 of them joined forces, even Moon Spirit could not do anything to them. Not to mention Zhang Tao, a quasi-heavenly king who had not yet advanced. After killing the Green Spirit, it should be enough. The reason he could advance so quickly to this point was related to the Master of the Void Mausoleum Grotto Heavens. Previously, he merged the 6 realms and forcefully killed that guy. As a result, the harvest was not small, allowing him to advance from peak saint to quasi-heavenly king. In old Zhang's opinion, if a neo-martial artist wanted to become stronger, the best way was to kill. Killing these old guys, he would be full of energy and spirit and would naturally advance. With a decision, old Zhang opened his eyes and did not beat up Fang Ping anymore. He looked at Warlord who was on guard and said, "Don't just stand there. Go find Venerable Emperor Qing Jing and kill him." You, Warlord, was stunned. You want to kill a saint? What's wrong? I even killed Chong Rong. It shouldn't be a problem to kill another one, right? Warlord was speechless. Chong Rong was killed because dragon transformation was there. He attacked with all his strength and underestimated you. Do you really think you can kill a saint alone? Thinking of dragon transformation, Warlord suddenly said, "Kid, dragon transformation didn't die, right?" "I'm not sure," Zhang Tao said in a low voice. "This place is too big. I didn't meet those people. But if dragon transformation died, it would cause quite a commotion. It probably didn't die. They went their separate ways when they came in. The top humans were now fighting on their own. They did not dare to gather together in case they were wiped out. This place not only had Celestial Realm fragments and Spirit Emperor Dojo, but also a huge origin space. It was difficult to meet each other here. Forget about dragon transformation for now. Go find Qing Jing." Zhang Tao stood up and said, "You haven't mastered your strength yet? You haven't become a real emperor level yet? Old man, let me remind you. Fang Ping seems to be causing quite a commotion outside. I think he might surpass you soon. If you don't become an emperor soon, you'll really fall behind." "Old man," Warlord muttered, cursing in his heart. "I'll kill you sooner or later, kid." Arrogant when you succeed. Isn't he going to become a heavenly king? So what if he was a heavenly king? It's not like he had never seen a heavenly king before. That kid Fang Ping was only ranked 9 when I left. It's only been a month. A month is enough. That kid is very scary. Don't doubt me. If you don't become an emperor soon, you'll really be left behind." Warlord gritted his teeth. "I don't believe it." He gritted his teeth for a while, then felt a little disappointed. It was hard to say. "All right, then continue to go out and do big things. I think I'll be able to master this Tao soon and become a real venerable emperor." Warlord said, then added, "It's a pity. After all, it's not my own Tao. Even if I become a venerable emperor, my future path will be much more difficult. The human race is in power. It doesn't matter. If you have a heart for the human race, you'll have a chance." Zhang Tao did not care much about this. The Tao was just a carrier. It did not matter whether the Tao was his or not. As long as you had a heart for martial arts, the Tao was yours. "Let's go. We can't let that kid surpass us." Both of them stopped talking. Zhang Tao flew up and was about to pounce on Warlord. Warlord's face was livid. "I'll admit it when you're injured. You're almost a heavenly king now, and you still want me to carry you? Get lost." Warlord cursed and flew away. If he stayed with Zhang Tao, he would die of anger sooner or later. What a shameless fighter. He considered himself shameless, but he had to admit defeat when he met Zhang Tao. Rumble. The Tao was being opened. At this time, Fang Ping looked pleasantly surprised. Opening horizontally was really related to mentality. Perhaps he had not reached the peak yet, so the speed of opening vertically was very slow, but the speed of opening horizontally was very fast. It was just that the origin chi consumed was a little ridiculous. Fortunately, he had condensed 10 billion points of origin chi previously, but he had not used it yet. At this time, Fong Ping had also put in a lot of effort. Opening horizontally seemed to have nothing to do with the understanding of the Tao. If that was the case, it would be good if he could open it wider. The one thing he did not lack was origin chi. Now he still had 85 billion points of savings. Even if these 10 billion points of origin chi were all used up, it did not matter. 10 billion points was only 100,000 clouds. It was actually not a lot. The Tao was opened up with a rumble. Fong Ping made up his mind. Forget about opening up the Tao. He also opened up the origin world. Previously, the Saint Order helped to stabilize it. He felt that he could still continue to expand. Not only that, Fong Ping's real body swallowed the Divine Emperor Nature pill. In the next moment, the initially dark and gloomy origin world suddenly lit up. At this moment, in the dark void, a sun rose. The origin world lit up. At this moment, this was like a real world. It was bright. Even though the origin world was not big, it still looked much more comfortable. Fong Ping took a look at his origin world. There were many things. The Saint Order was here, and the Tao that was like a long dragon was also here. At the thought of this, Fong Ping suddenly thought of something. Very soon, a jade box appeared in his real body's hand. Origin Earth. He wanted to forge a real piece of land in the origin world. This time, his gains in the evil sect exceeded Fong Ping's imagination. There were many things that were of great help to him. Most of the treasures could be used by Fong Ping. This was also his biggest gain this time. It was not just pure wealth. If it were really a large number of energy stones and the like, it would not be of much help to Fong Ping. The Tao was opening up, the brain nucleus was mending, the origin world was expanding, and his mentality was becoming stronger. Fong Ping could clearly feel that he was becoming stronger. His vitality was also becoming stronger. At the thought of this, without another word, Fong Ping began to consume a large amount of imperishable substance to forge a golden body. 9 refinement was not the limit. 9 refinement and 9 refinement were also very different. He wanted to become the strongest rank 9 since the beginning of time. Spending money was not a problem at all. Fong Ping was becoming stronger. There were others who were becoming stronger too. The moment he became stronger, many people on Earth suddenly felt as if they had understood something. At this moment, even without Fong Ping's feedback, many people felt that they could cultivate to become stronger. Old Man Li quickly entered closed-door cultivation. Many people in MCMAU chose to do so too. As for Sun City, a group of people also felt that their cultivation speed seemed to be faster. Humans were beginning to become stronger. Stronger and stronger. The powerhouses of the 3 realms were still discussing the revival of the Heavenly Hound and the Spring Guardian, but not many people thought that the biggest winner this time was actually Fong Ping. They were paying attention to the revived powerhouses, to the Heavenly Hound, and the rest. As for the evil sect, at this moment, because the Heavenly Hound and the Spring Guardian had just left, no one dared to enter the evil sect at this time. Time passed bit by bit. 1 hour, 2 hours. The sky turned dark. Fong Ping's second day in the evil sect had ended. At this moment, Fong Ping opened his eyes abruptly. Golden light exploded in his eyes, illuminating the darkness. I've used up the spiritual crystal. Fong Ping noticed the brain nucleus immediately. The brain nucleus was crystal clear. The cracks had disappeared. It was not completely healed. There were still some cracks in the depths of the brain nucleus, but Fong Ping did not pay much attention to them. At this moment, Fong Ping was in high spirits. After he repaired the 360 cracks a few times, today, there were actually less than 20 deep cracks left. The effect of the Kuan King's spiritual crystal was beyond imagination. Bang! Fong Ping threw a punch, and the void shattered. Fourth heaven shatter! Fong Ping himself was shocked. He had broken through fourth heaven. Fourth heaven shatter, explosive force of 1.2 million calories. He had actually broken through fourth heaven in such a short time, and he had not even reached the peak yet. Fong Ping gulped. I'm way too powerful. At this moment, Fong Ping quickly looked at his system. He could actually sense his rough strength. As a powerhouse, he must have a certain understanding of himself. But at this moment, Fong Ping only wanted to see how powerful he was. Wealth, 84 billion points vitality, 550,000 calories, 550,000 calories mentality, 14,000 hertz, 14,000 hertz, can be cut. Origin, vertical 700 meters, increased by 70%. Horizontal 7,000 meters, increased by 70%. Combat techniques. God-slaying sword techniques, plus 7%. Combat techniques combination deduction. 1 million points / time strength control. 80% extreme outburst. 108 6800 cal / 135 8500 cal explosive force exceeded 1 million calories. Soon, Fong Ping raised his eyebrows slightly. He had actually broken through fourth heaven when he was close to 1 million calories? Looking at his fist, Fong Ping's gaze moved slightly. His golden body seemed to have become stronger, but it was not reflected in the data. It combined the strength of his flesh, vitality, and mentality. After that, he possessed such combat strength. This is not the point. The point is, I feel that I can continue to improve. I still have divine weapons and sane orders that I haven't used yet. At this moment, Fong Ping was overjoyed. He felt that he was really not far from Emperor-level combat strength. Maybe in a few days, he would possess true Emperor-level combat strength. I'm so looking forward to it. Fong Ping grinned from ear to ear. At this moment, not far away, Heavenly Wood's face appeared again, a look of shock on his face. He had broken through 4. This was not the point. In that instant just now, Fong Ping did not conceal his aura and revealed some of his aura. That was a non-true god? A non-true god. Breaking through 4? One had to know that powerhouses who could break through 4 usually had the strength of true gods above stage 5 or 6. This is too scary. At this moment, this saint-level powerhouse actually said something like this. Scary. Yes, Heavenly would seem to have seen the rise of the strongest powerhouse of this era. He saw carnage and bloodshed. He saw a great war. In a trance, he seemed to have returned to the ancient times, the era when the stars shone brightly. Was this the rise of a true supreme powerhouse? Chapter 1129. It was now June. The book had been published on June 4th last year, and in a few more days it would be a full year. Let me first boast that in this year, Old Eagle had done quite well in updating. He had written more than 6 million words. And in this year, Gao Wu's brothers and sisters had given Old Eagle far too much glory. On July 13th last year, the book had been on sale for half a month, and it had taken the top 3 of the monthly ticket rankings. In August, Gao Wu had broken through 10,000 subscriptions. In September, Gao Wu had obtained the first crowd-funded Silver Alliance Lord. In October, Gao Wu had completed the 100 Alliance struggle and reached the top of the best-selling list, where it had remained until now. Unless a large donation appeared, it had never fallen. In November, it had taken first place in the monthly tickets and obtained our first Gold Alliance Lord. In December, it had been 5 months since the book was published, and it had taken 7th place on the annual monthly ticket rankings. In the year 19, Old Eagle had become dispirited, but his brothers and sisters had allowed Gao Wu to maintain its glory. The first place of the best-selling list was still ours. In February, it had once again taken first place. Today, the 1-year anniversary of the book's publication, our Alliance Lord had reached 448, an unbelievable result. As for the subscriptions, with over 6 million words, it would be difficult to increase the average number of subscriptions. However, the average number of subscriptions for the main novel was over 40,000, and the average number of subscriptions for the entire platform had long since surpassed 50,000, perhaps even more. Gao Wu's results on the reading side were also not bad, and it had been in the top 10 for a long time. Old Eagle was not saying all this to boast, but to truly thank his brothers and sisters for their support. Without them, how could Old Eagle have the capital to boast? Now that Gao Wu had entered the later stages, Old Eagle wanted to finish well from beginning to end so that no one would scold Old Eagle for having a lousy tail and for being a eunuch. Old Eagle felt that he had succeeded in writing a book of over 6 million words without any large-scale bloodshed. Don't rush me. Don't rush me. There will always be people who say that I have too many things to do recently. But if I don't explain things clearly, there will definitely be gaps, a lousy tale, or even a situation where I won't be able to continue writing. Perhaps I've been a little long-winded, but I, Old Eagle, am still writing very seriously. I want to finish well and not be scolded afterwards. That's all I have to say. Once again, I thank everyone for their support. Don't ask when I'll be done. I'll be done before the end of the year. Yep, that's it. As for which month, I don't even know. Once again, I thank you. Thank you. Chapter 1130. Fong Ping walked out of the hut. At this moment, he concealed his aura again. He had gained a lot from this trip to the evil sect. Not only did his combat strength skyrocket, but his source world was also perfected. The Emperor Creation Pill and the Origin Soil did not seem to be very useful, but Fong Ping was extremely satisfied. He vaguely felt that his source world was changing toward the real world. There was the sun, the land, the city. There was also the Saint Order. The Saint Order strengthened his source world, and it was very compatible with Fong Ping. In this way, Fong Ping did not need to use the God-slaying saber alone to fight the enemy. In addition, he was relieved that his archenemy, the evil sect, had been eradicated. Young friend, Heavenly Wood's incarnation appeared again. He gave Fong Ping a deep look, hesitating to speak. Not a true god. Broken 4. Fong Ping saw that it was looking at him and raised his eyebrows slightly. He quickly smiled and said, Elder Mu, just say it. Heavenly Wood was silent for a while, then smiled and said, nothing. I just want to say that my body is too big. Now that a powerhouse has awakened, as the first ancient tree, once I appear in the outside world, I will definitely cause some waves. I wonder if I can stay in the human world for now. It might bring some trouble to you, young friend. It was the first ancient tree. Its body was the main material for forging divine weapons. In addition, the powerhouses in the outside world might covet some of its things, such as its fruits and the like. It was very likely to cause some trouble. Fong Ping's gaze moved slightly. A saint powerhouse wanted to stay in the human world. This was the first time. No, there was a cat who also chose to stay in the human world. Were these fellows trying to get close to him, or did they have other motives? Despite thinking a lot, Fong Ping still smiled warmly and said, Of course. If Elder Mu is willing to stay in the human world, it will be a blessing for humanity. I think everyone will be wary of a saint staying in the human world. This is humanity's blessing. No matter what Heavenly Wood thought, Fong Ping felt that at least for now, he would not go back on his word. If that was the case, with a saint, even if he would not attack like the cat, he could still intimidate the enemy at the crucial moment. Now, as some powerhouses awaken one after another, Fong Ping was also worried that there would be problems on Earth. He was still not Emperor-level combat strength. Currently, the strongest among humans was only him and Wu Quishan. The old cat was not very reliable. Since the Heavenly Wood was stationed in the human world, it had to contribute at the critical moment, right? He didn't expect Heavenly Wood to fight for the humans. He just wanted it to be a deterrent. Thank you, young friend. Tian Mu was also full of smiles. Then he said, Little friend, do you want to leave now? Or, I'm going to Dao Comprehension Cliff. As Fong Ping spoke, he suddenly thought of something and asked, What about that head? At this moment, a head was buried in the ground beneath the tree. It struggled for a moment before popping out of the ground, its face filled with despair. He remembered Chong Shan Chi was very sad. He thought that after so many things had happened, Fong Ping might have forgotten about him. Who would have thought that she would still remember him? This time, it was really over. Fong Ping saw him hiding in the soil and sneered. Do you think you can hide? He had almost forgotten about this fellow. Furthermore, this fellow was only left with his head. His presence was not strong and his aura was weak. He had almost forgotten about him. Fortunately, when he thought of the enlightened cliff, he remembered this guy. Fong Ping reached out and grabbed. Chong Shan Chi's head fell into his hand. Fong Ping said playfully, "Why aren't you running?" Chong Shan Chi did not want to speak. Tianmu was saying was here. If he ran, where could he run to? Tianmu was polite to Fong Ping, but to him, he was not so polite. He was a big tree that was used to seeing powerhouses. He was also a saint. If Fong Ping only had the strength of a broken four, Tianmu might not care too much. The key was still Fong Ping's identity, background, and future. Human king. 3 years of cultivation. Not a true god. These 3 were the reasons why Tianmu was so easy to talk to. Tianmu did not care about them. He said, "Then I'll accompany you to Dao Comprehension Cliff. This place is ruined." Tianmu sighed. This small world was ruined. The energy dissipated. The energy of the treasures had also dissipated and decayed. In such a huge small world, other than some treasures that were left behind and not absorbed, the other treasures were almost all gone. Under such circumstances, even he had to leave. If he did not leave and continued to stay here, he might not be able to advance anymore. Divine Palace Small World. Fong Ping stood on one of Sky Wood's branches, looking down. Tianmu's body was huge. However, at this moment, no one could see this saint powerhouse. Below, wailing was everywhere. This time, there were too many deaths and injuries. Even if the Heavenly Hound and the Spring Guardian did not purposely create a massacre, it was possible that the moment the energy was absorbed, the earth would collapse, the sky would shatter, martial artists would go crazy, and countless people would die. The civilians below, unlike powerhouses, could still escape. They could only stay where they were, waiting for the unknown future. Wailing, choking sounds rang through this piece of land. Despair filled the world with pessimism. Below, there were powerhouses who were lucky enough to survive. At this moment, they were like ants on a walk, flying everywhere. Some wanted to find some treasures. Some wanted to go to the entrance and leave this despairing world. However, Fong Ping knew that it was impossible. Before coming, Fong Ping wanted to take a look. Without the energy support, the entrance passageway could not hold up and was broken. Unless one reached true God and had the ability to break through space. Otherwise, even a rank 9 might not be able to break through the collapsed space and leave this place. This was a cage. From now on, unless it was a powerhouse above the desperate realm, others might not be able to enter this small world anymore. Fong Ping looked at it silently. He seemed to see the future here. The future of humanity. Where would the human race go from here? The enemies of the 3 realms. The great enemy of the past, the catacombs, had now been destroyed by them. But it did not mean that humanity had won. There were still many powerhouses in the catacombs. In the fake sky grave, there were still 2 emperor-level powerhouses and close to 100 true gods. This was still an incomparably powerful force. Moreover, were there really no more hidden powerhouses in the catacombs? Also, did Second Wang and the others really give up on the catacombs? Second Wang was the leader of the catacombs 2,000 years ago. There was also Li Zhu. Fong Ping did not believe that Li Zhu would give up on the catacombs' power. In reality, the catacombs was still humanity's greatest enemy. Li Zhu had hidden too deeply. Second Wang could fight a heavenly king. There were also emperor-level powerhouses. There were hundreds of true gods. Fong Ping did not know if these people would continue to fight with humanity when they returned, or even join forces with some people. What I can do is to strengthen humanity and weaken them before they appear, so that even if humanity faces a siege, they still have the strength to fight. It was easy to say, but it was as difficult as ascending to heaven to do it. Fong Ping took a look at heavenly wood. This tree, if used well, might be very useful. If he let it take root in the human world, it might give birth to a real cultivation holy land. Fong Ping did not lack energy stones now. He did not lack energy. If he supplied it to heavenly wood for absorption and conversion, a pure cultivation holy land would be born on earth. As he thought about these things, he arrived at the God City. No, he arrived at the ruins. The God City was gone. The Heavenly Hound and the Spring Guardian had fought here. Within 1,000 miles, almost everything had turned into nothingness. There was no God city left. However, in this land of nothingness, there were some conspicuous places. An ancient well, a broken cliff. Heavenly Wood was also full of emotions, saying, the longevity ancient spring, enlightenment cliff. These were all important places in the heavenly realm back then. Now they are also completely ruined. In the gate of life, the 4 fat babies were a little restless. Compared to when they first arrived, these 4 fat babies were a little fatter and more agile. At this moment, Fong Ping opened the gate of life. The 4 fat babies looked at the ancient well that was suspended in the air. Suddenly, they began to squeak. Fong Ping did not care about them. He asked curiously, the longevity ancient spring is a well? Although he went to the longevity ancient spring previously, he did not enter it. At that time, his mentality scanned the appearance of a well, but he thought that the evil sect deliberately built it to protect the ancient spring. Now it seemed that the longevity ancient spring was really just a well. Yes, Heavenly Wood said slowly, the longevity ancient spring is a well. However, this ancient well is no longer as magical as it used to be. Who dug the well? Fong Ping was not interested in those things. He was curious. Who dug this well? Who dug it? Maybe it was the one who opened up the origin path back then. Heavenly Wood laughed. In fact, the reason why the heavenly court was built in the heavenly realm was because it was said that the person who opened up the origin path lived in the heavenly realm. The origin path martial artists could be considered his disciples. The entire heavenly realm should be considered his dojo. Therefore, there was the heavenly court and the heavenly court later. Because in the beginner's competition, the origin path won. Fong Ping asked again. Then who opened up the origin path? I don't know. Heavenly Wood sighed. Although I can record a lot of things, there is also an age limit. If I was planted by that person back then, how could I record when he said that? Fong Ping was stunned. Yes. How did Heavenly Wood come about? A tree raised by the heavens and the earth? Not necessarily. Trees might be planted by people. Then who planted them? Open up the origin path. God. Even Fong Ping had to admit that he was a god. Under the circumstances where there were no predecessors, he opened up the origin path by himself. He was the first person in the world. Such a person was a true god. This person did not even leave his name. Was he dead? Fong Ping did not know. Maybe he was dead. The 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors, including all living beings in the 3 realms today, could all be regarded as his successor. This was the ancestor of martial cultivators. Such a person made people yearn for him. He did not ask anymore, did not think anymore. Fong Ping walked in the air and walked to the front of the ancient well. Without any support, this well just floated in the void. It was very ordinary, but also very unusual. In the situation where the 2 heavenly kings were fighting, a well actually remained. It had to be said that it was very surprising. Fong Ping bent down and touched the mouth of the well. It was full of the aura of time. Fong Ping wanted to move it, but realized that the ancient well did not move at all. Fong Ping was not surprised. Even the 2 heavenly kings could not break it or move it. Obviously, he could not do it either. Poking his head into the well, Fong Ping looked at the well water below. It was very clear and very ordinary. He did not see anything unusual. Fong Ping pondered for a moment, then dove straight into the well. The well seemed to be a whole new world. Fong Ping looked at the very small mouth of the well. When he dove in, the bottom was like a vast ocean. Right now, he was floating above this ocean. He scooped up a handful of well water. It was just ordinary water. There was nothing special about it. Fong Ping probed for a while and did not find anything unusual. 4 fat babies were swimming in the water at this moment. The moment they fell into the water, Fong Ping's heart tightened. These babies seemed to have disappeared completely when they fell into the water. Fortunately, in the next moment, these babies floated on the surface of the water, squeaking and squeaking. They did not leave. Fong Ping breathed a sigh of relief. Just as he was about to put these little guys into the life gate, his expression changed slightly. He did not do it again. These few babies were still useful to him. His brain nucleus had not been completely repaired. Although the recovery speed of these fat babies was slow, it was still effective. How could he let them go? Squeak, squeak. The 4 fat babies were all bare-bottomed. At this moment, 2 of them flew in front of Fong Ping, squeaking and squeaking. Their fat fingers pointed at Fong Ping's head. Fong Ping stared for a while and seemed to understand something. The life gate appeared and opened the life gate. As soon as it opened, the 2 fat babies below dove into the bottom of the water. Very soon, 2 fat babies struggled to carry a piece of ice and flew up. The remaining 2 went to help too. The 4 fat babies huffed and puffed as they carried the ice, wanting to move it into Fong Ping's life gate. Fong Ping could vaguely feel that these few little guys wanted to move. This ice seemed to be some kind of treasure. These few little guys probably wanted to move it into Fong Ping's life gate. Fong Ping frowned. What was this? The life gate could not put things randomly. He wanted to avoid it. At this moment, Skyward suddenly appeared beside him. He glanced at the ice that the 4 babies were carrying. His gaze flickered slightly, and he said softly, let me think, origin water. Skyward was not too sure. He murmured, could it be that the longevity ancient spring was born because of this drop of water? A drop of water? Fong Ping looked at the ice, a little dazed. Could you guys not use the units indiscriminately? 4 fat babies. Back then, Earthstar had told him that these were 4 drops of ancient spring. Now a big ice block, Skyward said it was a drop of origin water. Was a drop of water used like this? Seems like it. Skyward's gaze flickered slightly. Legend has it that the person who opened up the Tao found origin soil and origin water in the source world. You have to know, water and earth are the basic components of the world. Origin soil often appears, but origin water has only been heard of, never seen. This drop of water might really be origin water. Rivers can appear in the source world. That I don't know. As he said that, Skyward laughed. This should be the habitat of these few drops of longevity spring. It is also their birthplace. Now that the god's courtyard has been destroyed, if you don't mind, you can let them temporarily live in the life gate. Fong Ping thought about it and did not say anything. The life gate continued to open. The 4 fat babies laboriously carried the ice block and flew it into Fong Ping's life gate. Under Fong Ping's gaze, the babies moved the ice block into the depths. Then the babies actually melted into the ice block. Very quickly, they emerged and reappeared as if there was a world in the ice block. These dolls went in and out. The fattest one among them even turned around to look at Fong Ping, as if he was thinking about something. In the next moment, a few of the plump dolls moved together, moving Fong Ping's brain, which was almost fully repaired, towards the ice block. Fong Ping was about to stop them, but then he suppressed the thought of these guys stealing his brain nucleus and continued to watch. The 4 little guys moved the brain nucleus above the ice block. Then, Fong Ping's eyes widened and his jaw dropped. On the ice block, 2 transparent tube-like things extended out. One was connected to the brain nucleus. The other was held in the hands of a fat baby, pointing at Fong Ping. The baby shook the tube, his face full of anticipation. Fong Ping looked at Skyward. He roughly understood what it meant, but he wanted to prove it. Skyward was watching too. At this moment, seeing the situation, he also found it funny. I think I understand. You input some things they need, and they will repair your brain nucleus. It's a mutual benefit. Fong Ping was speechless. These few little guys wanted him to input good things from a tube, and then they would help repair Fong Ping's brain nucleus. Could it be that these few little guys had intelligence? Elder Mu? Have they developed intelligence? It's understandable for trees and monsters to become monsters, but can a few drops of water also become monsters? Fong Ping did not understand. Fong Ping did not understand. Could water become a demon? Everything has a spirit. Skyward laughed. Does water not have a spirit? Moreover, this is not ordinary water. It should be the origin of birth. The creatures in the water might not be unable to become monsters. Of course, it's not yet. Right now, it should still be some instinctive reaction. Having said that, Skyward's eyes were deep. Little friend, Your brain nucleus has not been completely repaired yet? The Kuan King's avatar spiritual crystal can't be repaired completely. I think the rest might need the Heavenly King's spiritual crystal. Even ordinary Heavenly Kings might not be able to do it. Maybe it needs the spiritual crystal of a powerful Heavenly King like the Kuan King to be able to repair it completely. Fong Ping nodded slightly. At this moment, the water world under him suddenly collapsed. Seeing this, Skywood frowned slightly. Let's go. The immortal ancient spring is about to collapse. As expected, the immortal ancient spring was born because of this drop of water. Now, the few fat babies were ready to move. After moving this drop of water, this place would be considered as useless. Fong Ping hurriedly left the bottom of the well. As soon as he flew out, the immortal ancient spring that had not been destroyed by the two Heavenly King powerhouses suddenly collapsed at this moment. The ancient well exploded. The immortal ancient spring had completely disappeared. Fong Ping was surprised. He said in a low voice, "Since this drop of water is here, why hasn't anyone come to take it?" Skywood laughed. Others might not be able to find it. Those few little fellows were born in this drop of water, so naturally they can find it, but others can't. Fong Ping nodded slightly and said no more. As for these few fat babies, he would observe them slowly. If they did not work, he would just eat them one day. Fong Ping did not look at the collapsed ancient spring anymore. He looked at the cliff suspended in the distance. He did not expect Enlightened Cliff to become like this. It was a very ordinary stone cliff. Did this place really have a magical effect? Fong Ping walked in the air and walked over there. After a while, Fong Ping stepped onto the cliff. Skywood was about to follow when his expression suddenly changed. In the next moment, Skywood's body erupted with a brilliant light, and his avatar collapsed immediately. In the distance, on top of his real body, an old face appeared on the tree trunk, his face full of horror. What was going on? Fong Ping was also surprised. He turned his head to look. Little friend, Skywood did not expect this either. In the next moment, both of them suddenly stopped talking. At this moment, there was suddenly another person on the cliff, a person whose face could not be seen clearly. This person stood behind Fong Ping with his hands behind his back, motionless. Even if he could not see clearly, he could feel that this person was looking up at the sky. He wore a pure white robe, the material of which was indistinguishable. At this moment, he did not say a word. He did not make a sound. Fong Ping's expression was ugly. This person, when did he come? Who was he? Fong Ping moved his feet slowly. At this moment, Skywood suddenly said, "Don't go. This person might be the one who opened the path back then." Perhaps Enlightened Cliff appeared because of this person. Huh? A projection? Fong Ping was surprised. This was a projection? He had actually seen Powerhouse's projections before. Back then in Combat Heavenly Palace, he saw Heavenly Emperor Zhan's projection. These Powerhouses seemed to like to look up at the sky. Heavenly Emperor Zhan was like that, Heavenly Dog was like that, and this person in front of him was also like that. Did they not find it tiring? Dao. At this moment, a faint wave of mentality fluctuated. Fong Ping was not sure if it was mentality. He sensed that the voice came from the person whose face could not be seen clearly. Was it a voice? Was it this person who was speaking? Fong Ping did not know. He did not sense anything out of the ordinary. Fong Ping suppressed the throbbing in his heart and did not move. Was this a projection? Or a real person? Cultivate the body, cultivate the mind, cultivate the Tao. What is the Tao? Where is the Tao? Sigh. A sigh resounded from the bottom of his heart. Fong Ping's eyes were dazed. Strengthening the body and the self, there will always be a limit. Is the path for beginners broken? The voice asked itself again. Fong Ping was also dazed. He seemed to have sensed something. Was this person searching for the Tao? The path of beginners had come to an end. They had cultivated themselves and could no longer move forward. The person in front of him seemed to have come to an end too. He could no longer move forward. The path is broken. Who will open the path? Beginners have no path. Then today, this old man will open another path. Rumble. Fong Ping's vision went black. He could not see anything. However, in the next moment, Fong Ping seemed to see it again. At this moment, Fong Ping's eyes were closed, but a scene appeared in his mind. A powerhouse, breaking through the sky, appeared in the endless darkness. It was like a desolate universe with only endless darkness. New Dao? Pseudo Dao? This Dao, is it right? The murmur sounded. At this moment, Fong Ping was sure that this was the powerhouse who had opened the Origin Dao. This person seemed to have opened the Origin Dao at Enlightenment Cliff back then. In Fong Ping's days, in the dark universe, time seemed to fly. Almost in the blink of an eye, in the dark universe, a star suddenly appeared. The powerhouse in white appeared on the star. It's an external force after all. How to combine? How to trace back to the origin? The murmur sounded again. This Dao has a flaw. In the next moment, the voice sounded in Fong Ping's ears again. Trace back to the origin, the Dao of borrowing strength. This Dao is supplementary. Strengthen yourself, then break through the Dao. Rumble. Fong Ping seemed to see the star explode. In the next moment, Fong Ping opened his eyes. He was still in a daze, but there was nothing. Enlightenment Cliff. It was quiet. The person behind had disappeared. Skywood's incarnation appeared again. This time, it appeared on Enlightenment Cliff. There was nothing in the way, but he did not see anything. Skywood looked at Fong Ping, his eyes flashing. He said softly, "What did you see, little friend?" Fong Ping shook his head slightly, exhaled and said, "Darkness, endless darkness." Skywood saw this and did not say anything else. He walked around Enlightenment Cliff, shook his head, and said, "Opportunities on Enlightenment Cliff depend on luck. Sometimes there is, sometimes not. It's hard to be sure what you'll see. Some people see their own path ahead of them. Some people obtain the legacy of their predecessors. These are all unknown." Fong Ping exhaled again. "It's probably some projections of powerhouses. Elder Mu, let's not try our luck here. Let's go." Fong Ping leaped into the air and looked back at Enlightenment Cliff. This small cliff was like an ordinary rock, but it let him see something he had never seen before. Perhaps he could come back to this place again in the future. Fong Ping actually wanted to move away, but when he used his mentality to shift it, it did not move at all. He did not waste any more energy. "It's time to leave." Fong Ping chuckled. His harvest this time was big enough. It was time to go back. As for himself, it was time to cultivate for a few days and prepare to prove his Tao. Chapter 1131. Forbidden Sea. Tengu and the Spring Guardian had been gone for some time. The sky also began to brighten. The third day, April 3rd, outside the cult's headquarters. Some experts also rushed over one after another. Perfected Lord Ming Ting and the others returned to this place once more. Everyone looked at the void in front of them with gleaming eyes, unwilling to leave. This was the divine sect, a divine sect that had been established for 8,000 years. The Celestial the Arch had awakened, and King Kuin had left. Would there still be any treasures left here? Didn't the divine sect have any treasures in the last 8,000 years? Would the Celestial the Arch and the Guardian of the Spring take everything away? No matter what, they were not willing to miss this opportunity. After the Celestial the Arch left yesterday, everyone waited for an entire night, and they were somewhat impatient. "Ming Ting, the Celestial the Arch has already left. Aren't you going in?" At that moment, the Kuan King's incarnation bellowed. "Continue waiting? Who knew what was going on inside? If he didn't take the good stuff, who knew who would take it?" But it didn't dare to go in alone, for fear that the divine sect might have powerful masters guarding it. The crazy Taoist frowned slightly and didn't know what to do. At this moment, Xiaochen looked at Wu Quishan again and asked, "Snake Sovereign, where is the sovereign personage?" King Kuan said impatiently, "Is there a need to ask? Such a big thing happened yesterday, but the human king didn't show up. I'm afraid that he really entered the divine sect. If he's not dead, then he's fighting for treasures inside." Fong Ping did not show up the previous day. Actually, everyone already had some guesses. Hearing this, many people's eyes flickered. Was Fong Ping dead, or was he still inside? The probability of him dying was actually not high. Fong Ping was on good terms with the cat, and that fellow had a glib tongue. It was unlikely that he was killed by the celestial emperor. If that was the case, at this time, King Huai said lightly, Fong Ping must be inside the divine church. Perhaps they were still collecting treasures. The divine sect has been established for 8,000 years and has countless treasures. The celestial emperor may not be interested in them, but to us, they are all precious treasures. This time, it's all Fong Ping's. King Huai also had a knack for drawing hatred to others. Everyone's eyes flickered when they heard this. Was Fong Ping really inside? Is he fighting for the treasure? How many treasures had the divine sect left behind? And Fong Ping had taken them all for himself. Wu Quishan's expression didn't change, but he was worried in his heart. This was a bit troublesome. Heavenly Hound had left. If Fong Ping was still inside, once he came out, it would be really troublesome. It did not matter if the evil sect had left behind any treasures. If Fong Ping had them, then he had them. Other things aside, many people were coveting Fong Ping's divine weapon. Moreover, the evil sect had suffered a heavy blow this time. Fong Ping's previous talk of seizing Heavenly Emperor's Tao together had become an illusion. At this moment, humans had once again become everyone's target. Killing Fong Ping would probably become the main goal of many people, who asked Fong Ping to be domineering and kill many true gods, who would not fear him now. For various reasons, Fong Ping was everyone's target, regardless of whether he had seized the treasure or not. Wu Quishan was worried. This was going to be troublesome. They were in big trouble. There were quite a number of Desperation Realm cultivators present. In the Forbidden Sea, Ming Ting, Kuan King, Crab King; in the Catacombs, King Huai, the Right Divine General, the son of the Thousand Demon King; Long Qi, the son of the Heavenly Demon King; Peng Yu. True gods from the realm beyond the sky and the world beyond the sky had arrived. Would these people just stand by and watch Fong Ping leave the cult headquarters safely? No way. In a short month, Fong Ping had killed so many paragons. They would not let Fong Ping continue unscrupulously. Previously, everyone had common interests. Now, when the blood clouds condensed, who did not know that many evil sect powerhouses had died? Wu Quishan was worried. At this moment, in the void, there was a sudden surge of energy. Someone shouted in a low voice, "Void passageway. Someone is coming out." The evil sect's passageway had collapsed, but the main passageway was still there. It was just that the average person could not break the collapsed passageway. The person who was coming out now was definitely a true god. Who was coming out? Just as they were on high alert, a familiar figure stepped out from the void. Fong Ping had long returned to his original appearance. At this moment, Fong Ping was wearing military boots and a military uniform. He had shaved his hair short and had one hand in his pocket. He did not seem to fit in with these people. When Fong Ping's martial arts cultivation had reached this point, his figure was really good. His temperament was also extraordinary. The Fong Ping who stepped out, if he did not speak, looked a little similar to Li Jin back then. But very soon, this image of a cold powerhouse was shattered. As soon as he came out and saw the powerhouses around him, Fong Ping was stunned at first. Then he grinned and said, "Everyone is here. Want to go for a drink?" Everyone looked at him coldly. King Huai sneered. "I knew it. This person must have stirred up trouble within the divine sect and caused chaos. If nothing goes wrong, the divine sect's 8,000 years of savings will all be in his hands." Fong Ping chuckled. "Oh, you know this too? King Huai, you really know everything. It's not easy. If I had known, I would have dragged you out earlier." King Huai's expression was ugly. He had a deep understanding of human culture. Naturally, he understood the meaning of these words. Some of the ancient powerhouses, even if they did not understand, could actually hear that Fong Ping was insulting King Huai. But at this time, no one said anything. At this moment, Taoist Ming Ting also said coldly, "Human King, didn't you say to enter the divine sect together? Why did you come here alone, Human King?" "To scout the way. I killed Earth Wisdom. Without anyone to scout the way, of course I had to come earlier." Fong Ping smiled. "Why? Perfected Lord Ming Ting thinks it's inappropriate?" Having said that, Fong Ping smiled again. "Everyone should disperse. Why are you all crowding around? Among the 3 emperors and 9 gods of the evil sect, only Overlord Feng Yun and perfected Lord Earthly Xing are still alive. Last night, they ran away with their belongings. If anyone wants to cause trouble, go find them. Fong Ping. The next moment, a giant dragon hovered in the air. This was the Myriad Demon King's son. He was also the current lord of the Myriad Demon Royal Court. Long Qi. Hand over the Divine Sect's treasures. You entered the Divine Sect alone. The Divine Sect's powerhouses are all dead or injured. The Divine Sect's 8,000 years of savings are all in your hands. Do you want to take it all for yourself? Fong Ping was depressed. Looking at the dragon, he smiled. You are the son of that big longworm? Why do you care if I take it all for myself? Is it yours? Does it have anything to do with you? Even King Kuan didn't say anything. Who are you to be arrogant in front of me? As he said that, Fong Ping sneered. He looked around and said disdainfully, Don't look at me like that. Whether I took the treasures or not, how much I took, does it have anything to do with you? All of you, if you have the ability, then go and destroy the evil sect and seize the treasures. If you don't, then do a sneak attack and kill a few of your peers. Why are you all staring at me? Am I easy to bully? Am my saber not sharp enough? Fong Ping snorted softly and sneered. The number of emperor ranks and paragons I've killed is more than all of you here combined. Why are you threatening me? Threatening me? Want to kill me? Do you really think I'm a vegetarian? Fong Ping was so arrogant that he did not know why. There were more than 10 paragons present. There was also a powerhouse like Ming Ting, who was close to an emperor. However, Fong Ping was still arrogant. He did not take these people seriously at all. At this moment, behind the crowd, Ling Xiao and Qing Hua were also there. Seeing Fong Ping's insolence, Ling Xiao could not help but send a voice transmission. Masters Jr., be careful. Huh? Although this guy is a bastard, he will never seek his own death. He's so arrogant, he must have some confidence. Could it be? Heavenly Emperor hasn't left yet. At the thought of this, even Ling Xiao, who was also a domineering and fearless person, felt a little nervous. Heavenly Emperor was a true legend. Even her Grandmaster, Venerable Moon Spirit, an ancient powerhouse, the daughter of an emperor, the master of the royal house, the combat strength of a heavenly king, compared to Heavenly Emperor, who was known as the strongest powerhouse in the 3 realms, she was still inferior. In these 8,000 years, Heavenly Hound was invincible. Even if Heavenly Hound had fallen for 3,000 years, in these 3,000 years, there was no second person who was known as an invincible powerhouse. Speaking of Heavenly Hound, Qing Hua's expression changed slightly. Yesterday, after she left this place, she did look for Saint Yu Wei, but unfortunately, she could not find her. With the ancient saint around, she more or less had some confidence. However, Saint Yu Wei went to chase after the cat tree. If Heavenly Emperor appeared at this time, she would really have no confidence. On the other side, Jiang Kuei's current aura was also extremely powerful. Although he had not achieved Dao, he was also a step away from being a paragon. He was really about to step into it. They were already top-notch rank 9s in the past. After a few battles, even if they did not achieve a breakthrough, they were almost there. Looking at Fong Ping, Jiang Kui looked at his uncle beside him and sent a voice transmission. Uncle, Fong Ping has a glib tongue. If he really can't win, I'm afraid he would have roped in all parties and formed alliances. Now, he is deliberately provoking all parties. Uncle, be careful. Jiang Su's expression was solemn. He dared not underestimate Fong Ping. This was an existence who had killed many true gods before. At this point, whoever still underestimated Fong Ping would really be courting death. But the Divine Sect's 8,000 years of accumulation. Who knew what treasures Fong Ping had obtained? Even he was a little tempted. Right now, there were powerhouses everywhere. Some were Paragon, some were not. However, even if they were not Paragon, they were still top-notch rank 9s. These people also participated in this to break through the realm. At this point, if they did not directly participate in the battles between some true gods, they would not die so easily. On the contrary, maybe when the opportunity came, they would directly achieve Tao. East, a cow and a dog, two demonic beasts gathered together. Li Wuji looked at the Jiao who had changed a lot. Until now, he was still a little dazed. Where's your golden horn? That was your most powerful weapon. Is it gone just like that? Your golden armor. That's for defense. How did it become fur? Where are the leopard patterns on your body? Why are they also gone? What's the point of pretending to be Tengu? The Jiao did not care about its eyes. Right now, it stared at Fong Ping and said carefully, "Stupid cow, do you think Chef, Human King, will get something good? The people from the evil sect must have been killed by my ancestor. Shouldn't that treasure belong to me?" Li Wuji looked at it like it was an idiot. Are you crazy? You want to snatch Fong Ping's things? Everyone in the three realms knows that Fong Ping will seek revenge for the smallest grievance. Previously, they even suspected that he was the reincarnation of the Celestial Emperor. He is more like the Celestial Emperor than you are. Aren't you afraid that he will kill you? The Jiao was a little unhappy with its stare. It said angrily, "That is something left by my ancestor. Is it wrong for me, a descendant, to take it? What's the use of saying all this to me? Just do it." The Jiao was speechless. Do I dare? After Chef became stronger, he felt more sinister and cunning than before. Many true gods had died in his hands. How would it dare to find trouble? But that was its ancestor. The ancestor only left a set of cultivation methods for it. There was nothing else. The Jiao was also jealous. Fong Ping must have gained a lot. Otherwise, he would not have stayed until now. Yesterday, when the ancestor had just left, he ran away. It knew Fong Ping too well. If Fong Ping did not gain anything, there was no need to. He would have taken the opportunity to run away yesterday. Everyone was discussing. Some Fong Ping knew, some he did not. Some people from the overseas immortal islands came too. Luo Yu was beside a powerhouse with a dazzling body. He seemed to be talking telepathically. Yu Wuhua was beside a middle-aged woman, talking too. There were many powerhouses. No matter how strong Fong Ping was, he would not be a match for so many true gods. But now, everyone was a little afraid. Fong Ping looked around. After a while, he smiled. What's wrong? You're not talking, and you're not doing anything. Are you trying to stare me to death? Fong Ping. The Huai King wanted to speak, but Fong Ping said lazily, True Lord Earth Dog Huai King, you have so many identities, so many aliases. Don't deny it. I don't have time to listen to your excuses. The weakest 72 Lord Gods are not worthy of my attention. It's your identity as a slave of the four families that I really admire. The Huai King's expression changed slightly. He said coldly, Fong Ping, death is at hand, and you still dare to shut up. Fong Ping shouted coldly, his eyes cold. If you keep talking nonsense, you'll be the first to be killed today. Do you really think you can live forever because you're strong? It's just that other than being a little disgusting, you're not much of a threat. The Huai King's expression changed. He was a little angry, but when he saw Fong Ping's cold eyes, he was a little frightened. This guy seemed to have become stronger. Damn it, how did this guy cultivate? They had not seen each other for a few days. Why did he feel that he was stronger than when he killed Dihui last time? Fong Ping sneered. The other's eyes also changed. True Lord Earth Dog, they all admired the Huai King's identity. This guy really knew how to mix around. At this moment in the crowd, someone chuckled and said, Why are you angry, King? We're just anxious to know some of the situation in the divine sect. Yesterday, His Excellency Celestial Emperor appeared. At this moment, the three realms are in turmoil. Since King came from the divine sect, you must know some of the situation. Why don't you tell us a thing or two? Fong Ping said lightly. What do you want to know? Didn't I say it already? The evil sect is almost dead. Feng Yun and Dixing have run away. Celestial Emperor and the Spring Guardian have also left. They're preparing to go to the Celestial Cemetery. Don't worry, I don't have any backers. Fong Ping, don't rely on others. I can rely on myself. Those powerhouses in the Celestial Cemetery have come out and are qualified to threaten me. You guys forget it. I take my benefits with my own ability. Not to mention that I don't have the real good stuff. Even if I do, what can you do? If you want to be my enemy, come forward. If you don't mean to be my enemy, step aside now. Otherwise, when we fight later, if you accidentally hurt or kill someone, there'll be no one to reason with. I'm a person who takes action. I don't care about the consequences. As soon as these words came out, someone's expression changed. Was he ready to fight? Fong Ping remained cold. He was indeed not afraid. There was no one behind me, but there was a tree. Heavenly Wood's body was too big. He was now expanding the passageway. He wanted to come out, but had not come out yet. This was a saint-level powerhouse. He came out. Since these people surrounded him, then they would surround and kill Heavenly Wood. It would be fine if he killed them all. He was worried that Heavenly Wood would not work. But a group of people surrounded and killed Heavenly Wood. Was this Saint Heavenly Wood a vegetarian? No, this blockhead seemed to be a vegetarian. No, he did not even eat vegetables. That was good. He would take the opportunity to get rid of those guys. Next, he was going to closed-door cultivation. He did not have the mood to continue entangling with these guys. His main battlefield was not here. It was the fake celestial cemetery now. It was those awakened powerhouses. It was the real celestial cemetery. Even the future 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors. Fong Ping was not too afraid of these people one-on-one. Even if he were to face Ming Ting. Ming Ting was a near emperor. However, that meant that his vitality limit was less than 2 million calories. An outburst would be slightly lower. How strong could this guy's outburst be? 1,500,000 calories? Perhaps it was a fatal threat to Fong Ping. However, if they really fought, Fong Ping still had the saint token. Did this guy have a holy weapon? Fong Ping had the god-slaying saber. Could he? Fong Ping had a 9th-level golden body. His defense was actually stronger than his own limit. Could he really find an opportunity to kill Fong Ping? That was hard to say. If they were entangled, Fong Ping might not be able to do anything to him. However, it would be difficult for Ming Ting to kill Fong Ping. At this moment, Fong Ping was really full of himself. He even had the intention to try fighting with powerhouses. He, who had broken 4, should be considered the top among these people. He was not afraid of these people. The scene was quiet again. Some people looked at Fong Ping. Some looked at the true gods around them. Some did not say a word. No one knew what they were thinking. After a long time, King Kuan said, Fong Ping, hand over the treasures you got from the divine sect. The divine sect is in misery. Misery is the Sea Guardian's territory. So it's yours? Fong Ping sneered. Don't give me that. I almost ate your fish head. Do you want me to kill you completely this time and eat an all-fish feast? King Kuan's expression changed slightly. Cat. It was quite fearful of that cat. Now it remembered. For a moment, its expression was ugly, but it dared not say another word. It had almost forgotten that Fong Ping still had Cat behind him. The others thought that Cat had left, but it knew that Cat was still around. I'm going back. A good dog doesn't block the way. I'll say it one last time. Those who don't want to get involved, those who are willing to maintain temporary peace with humans, get out of the way now. Otherwise, I'll treat you like an enemy later. Some people's expressions changed. Some were furious. Fong Ping was very insolent. However, some people pondered for a moment and chose to give up. The next moment, Ling Xiao said coldly, Fong Ping, don't be so stinky. No one owes you anything. If it was back then, what about back then? Fong Ping laughed. You could kill me back then? Ling Xiao, cut the crap. Those heads that Mount Wangwu owes me. Are you going to admit it or not? If you admit it, then we'll do something big together this time. Those who deserve to be killed will be killed. Those who deserve to be killed will be killed. Don't play dumb with me all the time. Fong Ping laughed. His expression turned cold. I hate fence-sitters. I can't stand sand in my eyes. When I meet an opponent on the battlefield, I'll get rid of those fence-sitters first before I kill the enemy. I've always thought that these people are more hateful than the enemy. If you don't want to take part, then leave. If not, just say that you want to kill me and take my treasure. Be straightforward. You've lived for so long. Can't you see through this? Ling Xiao was furious. He gritted his teeth and said, Fong Ping, with this attitude of yours, the three realms will become the enemy of humans sooner or later. Isn't it now? Fong Ping said indifferently. If that's the case, then it's even better. Otherwise, I still have to judge whether you're an enemy or not, whether I should kill you or not, or whether I should be careful of you stabbing me in the back. As he said that, Fong Ping became impatient. He shouted coldly, "If you don't want to fight, then leave. If you want to make a move, then do it now. What are you talking about?" In the distance, Wu Quishan looked gloomy. "What are you doing? Do you have to offend everyone? Why do you care about these fence-sitters?" At least at this time, it was still necessary to rope these people in. Now it's great. Maybe these people will join forces. Arrogant. In the sky, a golden rock snorted coldly. This was the son of the heavenly demon king. Arrogant. Did Fong Ping really think that he was invincible in the three realms? Arrogant? Even if your father came, he wouldn't dare to say that. At this moment, Fong Ping struck first. With one step, he broke through space and appeared in the sky above him in the blink of an eye. He held a big golden seal in his hand and smashed it down. Peng Yu let out a cold roar. His sharp claws gleamed coldly as he clawed at Fong Ping. He was also a true god and a demon. His strength was not weak. If Fong Ping wanted to use him to establish his might in front of so many people, he was underestimating him too much. The others were tempted, but did not make a move. They also wanted to measure Fong Ping's capabilities. They also wanted to see the current strength of this king of the Heavenly Demon King Court. You think you're worthy of competing with me in terms of physique? At this moment, Fong Ping held the seal in his left hand. His right hand suddenly stretched out and grabbed Peng Yu's sharp claws. Under everyone's somewhat shocked gazes, Fong Ping grabbed the sharp claws. The moment the claws collided, sparks flew everywhere. Peng Yu's claws were very big. Fong Ping's palm was very small. At this moment, Fong Ping only grabbed the tip of one of the claws. On the tip of the finger, the claws glimmered coldly. This was also Peng Yu's weapon. However, at this moment, Fong Ping grabbed it. With a sneer and a low roar, he broke it backward. Bang! An explosive sound was heard. Under Peng Yu's horrified gaze, Fong Ping directly used his own palm to break the other party's sharp claws. At the same time, the big golden seal slammed down. Crack! The void was shattered. Piercing through the void, the big seal hit Peng Yu's head instantly. Under everyone's incredulous gazes, this seal smashed down. Peng Yu's powerful golden body exploded immediately. The giant bird head disappeared in the blink of an eye. Level 4. Be careful, everyone exclaimed. Broken level 4. Not only that, someone recognized the Saint Token and exclaimed, Saint Token, holy weapon. A broken level 4 powerhouse wielding a holy weapon with a high degree of compatibility might not lose to an emperor. Of course, there were strong and weak broken levels. 1. 2 million calories to 2. 4 million calories belonged to the broken level 4 range. Fong Ping should have just entered, but at this moment, it was still shocking. Amidst everyone's exclamations, Peng Yu was also extremely decisive. In the next moment, most of his golden body self-destructed, leaving only a pair of wings, breaking through the air and escaping. In the blink of an eye, 1,000 meters away, Peng Yu returned to his golden body. A hint of fear flashed in his giant bird eyes. Broken level 4. Holy weapon. If not for the fact that there were many people here, Fong Ping would not dare to rush to kill it. If it encountered Fong Ping alone, it might really be killed. Trash. Fong Ping snorted coldly, his face full of disdain. Once again, he looked at the crowd, full of provocation. Dare to come? Dare to fight? Broken level 4 was not invincible, but he was that arrogant. First determine the enemy and friend. When Heavenly would came out later, he would kill as many as he could. Broken level 4. At this moment, the others were also shocked. Even now, they had not recovered. Broken level 4 had strong and weak broken level 4, but as long as they could break level 4, they were powerhouses. 1. 2 million calories outburst. Under normal circumstances, the limit of powerhouses who could erupt with such lethality was around 1/4 million. Weak paragons, walking up to 6,000 meters. Under normal circumstances, the basic vitality was only 250,000 calories. 5 times increase, vitality 625,000 calories, plus combat techniques increase. Weapon increase calculating, they might not even reach 700,000 calories, which was 1/4 million calories for rank 9. Although there were not many weak paragons, it did not mean that there were none. Those who were slightly stronger would also need to walk up to 4,000 to 5,000 meters before they had the ability to break level 4. Among these paragons present, how many could break level 4? Everyone's eyes flickered, amazed. Fong Ping was so powerful. This was too fast, especially Luo Yu, Yu Wuhua, and the others. They even participated in the rank 9 battle with Fong Ping a month ago. Yu Wuhua and the others even witnessed Fong Ping breaking rank 9 with their own eyes. But now, Fong Ping had become a powerhouse among true gods. And they had not even become true gods. Comparing oneself to others could really anger one to death. In the air, Fong Ping laughed. His laugh was arrogant, his laugh was playful. A bunch of old antiques. Do you really think that you have the final say in these 3 realms? The humans are the general trend. Until now, you still can't see the situation clearly and insist on being enemies with the humans. Do you really think you can win? Fong Ping shouted coldly. That's just a pipe dream. Powerhouses like Celestial Emperor, the Spring Guardian, all know that humans are the main characters and are on good terms with humans. Even an ancient creature like the old cat knows to be on the side of humans. What about you guys? You've lived in a dog's stomach at this age. On the evil sex side, Feng Yun and Dixing have also forsaken darkness for light, choosing to be on good terms with humans, beheading Thunder and Flaming Ji as proof of allegiance. What about you guys? Can't see the situation clearly, can't see the general trend. People like you don't need to wait for the general trend to come. You might die the next moment. Fong Ping was domineering and also insolent. Humans were the general trend. This was what he wanted to say. The moment Heavenly Wood appeared, he believed that many people would be swayed. Was it really right to be enemies with humans? There was some commotion in the crowd. General trend. Main character. Humans. Was it really the right choice to exterminate the human powerhouses? Far away, Li Wuqi and Jiao looked at each other and sighed. It started again. It was the same trick every time. First establish power, then bluff. In the end, those who were tricked were either killed or became his hired thugs. This fellow never changed his routine, and the 2 demons suffered greatly from it. P.S. 7,000 chapters, no more. There are only 2 chapters today, sorry. Chapter 1132. Fong Ping is cunning. Everyone, don't trust him. Just as Fong Ping was guiding everyone, Peng Yu, who had just recovered, let out an angry roar, his voice sharp. You are courting death. Fong Ping tore through the void again, appearing instantly. This time, Peng Yu didn't dare to clash head-on. His wings tore through the void, and he disappeared in the blink of an eye. The catacombs' powerhouses are not part of the scope of cooperation. Fong Ping added suddenly, saying coldly, the catacombs and us humans will fight to the death. There was no room for cooperation. The same goes for King Hua and the others. King Wu might be willing to cooperate, but that doesn't mean I, Fong Ping, am willing. Everyone's expressions changed slightly. What did he mean by that? Before they could say anything, Peng Yu suddenly let out a miserable shriek. At this moment, large amounts of Genesis chi scattered from his body, and miserable shrieks rang out endlessly. Fong Ping's speed was extremely fast. At this moment, he tore through the void and appeared behind it. He grabbed one of its wings and tore it apart with a snap. Peng Yu let out a shrill, angry roar. Fong Ping was just about to continue when a gigantic dragon tail whipped through the air. On the other side, King Huai, the Right Divine General, several catacombs powerhouses also attacked one after another. However, it was only to stop Fong Ping. Once Peng Yu was out of danger, The blood on his back surged wildly as he retreated to the side of the crowd. These people all had dignified expressions, but they no longer attacked. They all gathered together. Peng Yu's wings did not have time to recover in time. Its huge bird eyes glared at Fong Ping venomously. While it hated him, it was also extremely fearful. Fong Ping had slashed at its Tao. At this moment, if no one came to help, it would be dead for sure. There were many who had broken through to the 4th rank, but to say that those who had broken through to the 4th rank could kill it would be underestimating it. However, Fong Ping was different from others. This guy had too many tricks up his sleeve. Everyone was shocked to see him use a broken divine artifact to such an extent. Fong Ping did not attack anymore. He kept the gigantic golden wing in his storage space and smiled faintly. Cut off the remaining half of the wing and send it to me yourself. Otherwise, I promise, I'll find a chance to assassinate you in the near future. You! Peng Yu was about to explode from anger. There was actually someone who was so arrogant to this extent. What was Fong Ping saying? He told it to cut off its wings and give it to him, or else it would assassinate him. The corners of Fong Ping's mouth curled up slightly, his smile unbridled. What do you think? At this moment, Fong Ping had completely restrained his aura. The space fluctuated slightly. Fong Ping was faintly discernible in the space rift. What's wrong with assassinating you? You're not convinced? You don't believe me? I can give it a try. As long as I'm not killed, anyone who dares to speak rudely to me or make a move on me can forget about living. If you have the ability, kill me now. If you don't, I'll make you live in fear every day. Everyone's faces were livid. Assassination. At their level, assassination was almost a joke. Unless someone was much stronger than them. If he really wanted to completely hide from their senses, then he had to be at least 2 levels higher than them. To hide it from a true god, one had to at least be a saint. If he wanted to hide it from an overlord, he would have to be a heavenly king. If he really had that kind of strength, why would he need to assassinate them? But Fong Ping, this guy was really dangerous. At this moment, not far away, Wu Kuei's head exploded. What was Fong Ping doing? Wasn't he deliberately luring people to attack him? If it wasn't a bait, then there must be something wrong with his head. Wu Kuei-shan felt that Fong Ping would not be stupid enough to provoke everyone at this time. If that was the case, he had the confidence. He wanted to catch all those who were hostile to him in one fell swoop. Heavenly Dog didn't leave? This thought emerged in Wu Kuei-shan's mind. The other's eyes were also flickering at this moment. If Fong Ping was not so arrogant, everyone might really attack him. But the more arrogant he was, the more afraid they were. Fong Ping's every word and action was provoking them, forcing them to attack him. Fong Ping did not care what they thought. He called out again, "Big Bird, I want that wing of yours. That long worm said dragon liver and phoenix marrow. Give me your liver yourself. King Kuan, you got guts. Aren't you afraid of being killed by King True Kuan? I also want one of your fish heads. Crab King, take off your 2 big pincers. That guy, is his original form an octopus? Cut a few tentacles for me. I want to have a taste." At this moment, Fong Ping was really arrogant. Those who did not know would think that he had become a heavenly king. Under the gaze of many true gods, Fong Ping pointed one by one. There were demons from the catacombs and demons from the sea. When he pointed at one, he asked the other party to cut something and send it over. Finally, Fong Ping looked at the right god general and said calmly, "Ask that old thing Tenyu to send me a few fruits. Don't force me to take them myself." The right god general's expression was gloomy. He said coldly, "Fong Ping, take them yourself if you can. I don't want to make another trip. I'm afraid of trouble." Fong Ping said scornfully, "I just entered rank 8 and went there once. Your so-called imperial city was almost completely destroyed. Now that I'm emperor level, are you sure you want me to take them myself? Furchuan, aren't you afraid that Li Zhu will come back and see a second evil sect?" The right god general's expression changed slightly. There was really some change. Those who spoke harshly to Fong Ping usually did not have a good ending. When he was rank 8, he went to the imperial city. That time, in the end, he almost asked the true king to come back and kill everyone in the imperial city. Now, Fong Ping had broken 4. If he won again, Fong Ping laughed mockingly. Although he was not the strongest here, he was so arrogant that even Ming Ting was not as good as him. Just a bunch of shrimps. Headquarters target is not you guys. It's that group of old fellows who are older than you guys. Don't force me. If you push me too far, it won't end well for you guys. Fong Ping said lightly. Back then, when suppressing Heavenly King and the others were here, we agreed that the Paragons would not come out. Now, I don't have too much time to mess around with you guys. Those who want to die, tell me your name. Those who don't want to die, know your place. From today onwards, it's the same old rule. The Paragons will not come out. Those who want to break the rule, ask me first if I agree. If you're not afraid of death, you can try. I'm thinking of a few human Paragons now. After some time, we'll kill our way into the sky cemetery and kill the people behind you. You're not even worthy of my attention. At this point, I have nothing else to say. I'll ask one last time. Do you want to attack the headquarters now? The scene was still silent. Fong Ping looked impatient. At this moment, true Lord Ming Ting, who had been silent all this while, said coldly, if that's the case, the so-called joining forces to eradicate the divine sect and snatch their treasures was all a lie. Fong Ping laughed. Did I lie? Doesn't the evil sect have the Celestial Emperor Golden Body? Isn't the Celestial Emperor still alive? The evil sect has 3 emperors and 10 lord gods. I also seized the saint token from the evil sect. Did I lie? I killed the Earth Wisdom. You guys asked me to find a way to find the evil sect's headquarters. Didn't I find it? But who knew that the evil sect is so weak? I easily overturned it. Don't tell me you want me to share the spoils with you now. Ming Ting, you're also a veteran paragon. Do you need to be so childish? King Huai, who was not far away, twitched a little. The evil sect is so weak. Easily overturned it. These words were really harsh. True Lord Ming Ting exhaled softly. He was not that childish. He did not expect the divine sect to be overturned just like that. Of course, in his opinion, this matter must be related to the revival of the Celestial Emperor. But the divine sect was too useless. There were so many powerhouses. How long had it been since Fong Ping had snuck in? He had actually revived the Celestial Emperor. Needless to say, everyone guessed that the revival of the Celestial Emperor was definitely related to Fong Ping. Otherwise, they would be underestimating King Kuan too much. King Human, you're right. Ming Ting regained his composure and was no longer as crazy as before. However, his eyes were a little red. But my time is coming. I can't care so much now. King Human can threaten others, but he can't threaten me. Be it assassination or killing openly, I don't care. I'll die sooner or later. Weapons, even divine weapons, I don't care. I just want to know if the divine sect has any treasures that can extend one's lifespan or items that can help one achieve great emperor. He did not care about Fong Ping's threat. At his level, he had long disregarded everything in order to survive. Divine Court had existed for 8,000 years. He did not believe that there were no treasures that could extend one's lifespan. Did Fong Ping have them? True Lord Ming Ting's aura was revealed. Clearly, he had made up his mind. No matter what Fong Ping said, he did not care anymore. Right now, Fong Ping was very likely to be his only hope. As he moved, the other true gods also became restless. With someone taking the lead, things would be easier. Are you sure you can extend your lifespan and prove your Tao by attacking me? Fong Ping pondered. Snatching treasures is not a good choice. I'll give you a chance. Help me kill a few people, and I might be able to help you prove your Tao. Are you serious? True Lord Ming Ting's eyes shone brightly. Killing someone to snatch their treasures was not a 100% success rate. After killing a powerhouse, the other party would destroy everything before his death. That was what a normal martial powerhouse would do. Unless they were ambushed, it was difficult for any treasures to be left behind. However, if Fong Ping could really do it, don't believe him. King Huai and the others hollered. Ming Ting was the strongest powerhouse here. If even he fell into the trap, they would be in deep trouble. Fong Ping sneered. These guys want to stop you. Ming Ting, are you going to listen to them or me? Shut up. True Lord Ming Ting's eyes were bloodshot as he glared at them, looking as though he would attack immediately if they dared to speak again. This caused their expressions to change. Fong Ping laughed. You're also a veteran paragon who has lived for almost 10,000 years. Have you heard of the Origin Realm? The moment he said that, someone exclaimed. It was none other than Qing Hua. True Lord Ming Ting furrowed his brows slightly. He seemed to have heard of the Origin Realm. However, someone could not understand. The Origin Realm. Wasn't that the meaning of rank 9? Qing Hua looked at Fong Ping and understood very quickly. Since the Spring Guardian had come out, it was not surprising that his Origin Realm had appeared. King Huai's expression changed. Very quickly he bellowed, the Origin Realm will cause endless trouble. Boom. True Lord Ming Ting broke through the void instantly. He threw a punch with an incomparably powerful aura. King Huai could not dodge in time and also struck out with his palm. However, his palm was shattered by the punch. The right divine general and the others attacked one after another. However, True Lord Ming Ting had already stopped. He looked at them coldly. I don't need you to remind me. At this moment, he looked at Fong Ping with a burning gaze. I know the Origin Realm. In the past, the Spring Guardian in the Three Realms had also sent people to the Origin Realm to try. However, most of them were fake. Fong Ping smiled. That was in the past. Didn't I say it before? King Kun killed many powerhouses. Not all of them were shattered. Buzz. The void trembled. True Lord Ming Ting's eyes pierced through the void and looked at Fong Ping with a burning gaze. Trouble? That was nothing. He was about to die. Why would he care about trouble in the future? He had heard of the Origin Realm. Back then, when the Spring Guardian made it like this, he even wanted to trick people into replacing the fake Dao. Of course, no one was that stupid. However, listening to what Fong Ping said now, King Kun had helped the Spring Guardian improve a little and could be replaced. It could become an emperor. If he became an emperor, then he could live for a while longer. 1,000 or 2,000 years, that would be good too. In order to survive, Ming Ting did not care so much. Almost without any consideration, he laughed somewhat crazily. All right, tell me, who do you want to kill? As long as I can live. So what if I become your saber? How satisfying. Fong Ping also laughed heartily. This was the performance of a person who was about to die. In order to live, there was nothing he would not dare to do. Fong Ping smiled brightly. His smile was sinister. This was a true near-emperor powerhouse. He was also the current #1. I'm not in a hurry to kill anyone. I'll take it slow. Fong Ping laughed. He looked at King Huai, at Furchuan, and at the catacombs and Grandmaster's true gods. After a while, he said slowly, I said earlier that the absolute peak will not participate. Does anyone have any objections? As he spoke, Fong Ping secretly transmitted his voice to Ming Ting. That Chang Rongtian true god, find a chance to kill him later. I said to attack, then go all out and kill him together. That Ping Yu heaven true god, second target. Ming Ting did not speak. His mentality could not be concealed. Once he transmitted his voice, it would be discovered very quickly. However, he did not speak, which meant that he listened. It was just a little strange. Why did Fong Ping not choose the people from the catacombs? Of course, Fong Ping had his own plans. In the catacombs, the threat was actually on the surface. He was actually not afraid of the obvious threat. Instead, he was worried about those grandmasters who had a passageway connected to Earth. Once these people went crazy and broke into Earth, that would be the real threat. 3 great domains have been wiped out. Purple Cap Mountain and Kuokang Mountain were also destroyed. Wangwu Mountain, Weiyu Mountain, and Mystic Virtue Realm were now working with humans. Although Fong Ping was not at ease, he would not attack them at this time. They were considered half an ally. On the other hand, he had yet to destroy the realm beyond heavens. Heavenly Emperor Ping Yu, Chang Rongtian, these fellows had attacked human powerhouses before. Their own strength was also strong. If he did not destroy them, who else would he destroy? Among the 4 Brahmas, Yu Longtian and Dragon Transformation Sky. Dragon Transformation Sky was on good terms with humans. Yu Longtian had always been low-key. After killing the other 2 grandmasters, Even if the other grandmasters mourned, they dared not come out at this time. There are more and more resurrected powerhouses. It's time for me to clean up these small fries, lest they cause trouble for me at the crucial moment. Fong Ping thought in his heart, still wearing a smile on his face. Old Wu. At this time, Fong Ping also transmitted his voice to Wu Quishan. Wu Quishan was also calm and collected, but he felt a little emotional. Fong Ping's actions now were getting bigger and bigger. He wanted to destroy a few major forces at the drop of a hat. Zhang Tao and the rest had not left for long, and the forces in the three realms had already decreased a lot. The three major realms were gone, the evil sects were gone, and now he had destroyed 2 grandmasters among the 33 immortal islands overseas. There were now a few immortal islands missing. Everyone, I'm talking to you now. If you don't take a stand and block the way, then don't blame me. Fong Ping had not finished speaking. Everyone was still waiting for him to continue. In the next moment, King Huai and the rest retreated one after another. King Huai almost scolded him for being shameless. This guy was too hateful, sneaking up on him again. Unexpectedly, before he could scold him, there was a roar from the other side. This true god Chong Rong, who was so low-key that it almost seemed like he did not exist, came this time only to see if there was a chance. He did not even plan to make a move. Usually, he hid in Chong Rong's sky and did not come out. Unexpectedly, Fong Ping was still hostile to King Huai and the rest, as well as the overseas demon clan. Unexpectedly, at this moment, he actually attacked him. Not only Fong Ping, at this moment, true Lord Ming Ting's speed was even faster. Ming Ting was a near emperor. Fong Ping was a broken 4. As for this person, although he had lived for a long time, he had been asleep for countless years. It had not been long since he had awakened. Right now, his vitality had only just broken through 1,000,000 cal. Many of the old-timers had lived for a very long time, but the injuries they had sustained in the Great War were something that they had never fully recovered from. Some people lived for a long time, but their true age wasn't that great, always sleeping. Now that he had been ambushed by 2 people, and Wu Quishan was still charging at him from behind, how could he have the ability to resist? Save me! The man roared angrily. The faces of King Huai and the others also changed. Now that things had come to this, there were not many who dared to go against Fong Ping and the others. If they still did not make a move and a few more died, the 3 realms would really be dominated by the human world. But it was too late. Fong Ping slashed his great Dao first. The Saint Order came crashing down at the same time. When his great Dao was slashed, even if the other party was somewhat prepared, his chi stagnated at this moment. True Lord Ming Ting was also extremely ruthless. In an instant, he got close to the other party. At the moment when the other party was stagnated, he smashed the other party's head with a punch. His fist broke through the void, and at the same time, he kicked out, crushing half of his opponent's body. At this time, Fong Ping's Saint Order smashed down. Rumble! A true god powerhouse's golden body was almost smashed into pieces in the blink of an eye. At this time, the attacks of King Huai and the others arrived. Fong Ping put away the Saint Order, sneered, and smashed it with a seal. Bang! The void exploded. On the other side, true Lord Ming Ting was almost wearing a hideous smile. He grabbed the void with one hand, grabbing an illusion in his hand, pulling with both hands. With a roar, the illusion was torn apart directly. At the same time, Wu Quishan arrived, sweeping his sword in all directions. Sky-crushing sword. Before he came, he was afraid that something would happen, so he borrowed the sky-crushing sword from Old Man Li. Divine weapon. With this sword sweeping down, true God Chong Rong had no chance of survival. One by one, his mentality fragments were completely crushed. When 3 true gods fought against true gods of the same rank, they had a 100% chance of winning. The probability of killing the opponent was very high. Moreover, this person was far inferior to Fong Ping and Ming Ting. Being ambushed, how could he not die? Rumble! In the sky, a great path collapsed and blood clouds appeared. Dead! Another true god had fallen. Everyone, Are we really going to wait for them to defeat us one by one? Furchuan roared. Were they still going to watch the show? Were they still going to wait? If they waited any longer, Fong Ping and the rest might defeat them one by one and kill them one by one. Fong Ping, enough! At this moment, many true gods were at daggers drawn. Everyone was in danger. It was really enough. How many true gods had died? If they continued killing like this, who would not be afraid? The true gods of beyond heaven stood up. The true gods of the overseas immortal islands stood up. The overseas demons stood up. They would never allow Fong Ping and the rest to kill anymore. Fong Ping laughed heartily, taking a few steps back. He laughed and said, "Everyone, don't be rash. I have no intention of becoming your enemy." Be *starred. Long Chi's true form appeared. A giant dragon hovered in the void. He said angrily, "You're the real devil, the devil. You're even more savage than the demons." "Thank you for the compliment." Fong Ping smiled. Looking at the powerhouses surrounding him, he said with a smile, "Everyone, are you going to make your stand?" "Fong Ping, you killed true gods. Chang Rongtian has already withdrawn from the Battle of Great Path. True Lord Changming is only here to watch. You killed people at every turn." Someone berated, his eyes cold. It was Ping Yu Tian's true god. At this moment, he was also on tenterhooks, terrified and uneasy. He did not expect that Fong Ping would actually attack someone from Chang Rongtian. He was too unscrupulous. So, what if I killed him? So what? At this moment, Fong Ping suddenly laughed heartily and shouted, "The headquarters wants to kill you today. Let's see who dares to stop us." "Arrogant! Kill him!" His arrogant words angered everyone. They did not hesitate to kill him. Ming Ting frowned slightly. "You still want to kill him at this time? This is even crazier than me." However, Fong Ping did not care. He attacked as soon as he said he would, charging toward true god Ping Yu instantly. He did not care about the attacks coming from all directions. His gaze was extremely cold. "If I want to kill you, you can't escape. Attack together." Fong Ping roared again. True Lord Ming Ting and Wu Quishan gritted their teeth and charged toward each other instantly. Just as the others were about to attack Fong Ping, a soft sigh resounded through the void. "Everyone, please calm down." The void seemed to have frozen. At this moment, in the void, crystal-clear branches emerged from the darkness. King Huai, Gu Chuan, Long Qi, these people attacked at the same time. Even an emperor level would have to avoid their attacks. Close to 10 true gods. But their opponent was a saint-level expert. In the void, an incomparably huge tree appeared almost out of thin air. "Heavenly wood!" Qing Hua exclaimed. "Heavenly wood!" Ming Ting was also stunned. Some of the old antiques who had survived from the Heavenly Realm era exclaimed. That was Heavenly Wood, the first ancient tree. It had become a demon. Saint. At the same time, there seemed to be someone in the dark far away. Someone exclaimed softly. A saint had appeared. Fong Ping did not care how shocked they were. As true god Ping Yu was scared out of his wits and fleeing, Fong Ping laughed loudly. His consciousness entered the source world and broke through the other party's great Tao of origin instantly. The god-slaying saber's strongest point was not to kill enemies head-on, but to break through his great Tao system ability. It was a perfect match. If the god-slaying saber was given to others, even if it could break through great Tao, under normal circumstances, it would not be able to break through the other party's great Tao unless they were same-rank powerhouses fighting in the source world. But that also needed time. Unlike Fong Ping, breaking through these people's great Tao only cost him some wealth. With the god-slaying saber in his hand, it was an absolute treasure to kill the other party. In the source world, Fong Ping's saber slashed down. The great Tao roared. The other party's escape speed slowed down. At this moment, the other party was not far away from Qinghua and Ling Xiao. This ancient true god looked at the two of them, revealing a pleading gaze. "Save him." He did not expect a saint to appear. Qinghua's expression changed slightly. Ling Xiao looked at Fong Ping, who was chasing behind with a ferocious expression. Her expression changed slightly, and she quickly took a few steps back. Qinghua saw this and could only retreat. She wanted to say something, but hesitated. She knew this person. They had met in the past, and their relationship was not bad. But now, the other party was being attacked in front of them. Seeing that he was in danger of dying, they did not dare to rescue him. Qinghua's emotions were complicated. She quickly sent a voice transmission to Ling Xiao. Heavenly Wood has become a demon. I'll contact Saint Yue immediately. Otherwise, the three realms will really be ruled by humans. Ling Xiao nodded solemnly. Cooperation was cooperation, but no one wanted to become someone else's vassal. Not only did Fong Ping rope in Ming Ting, who had strength close to that of an emperor, but he was also hiding a saint-level powerhouse. This was too terrifying. They could not help but think too much. At this moment, Ming Ting was also glad. Besides rejoicing, he was also extremely ruthless. Wu Quishan was so excited that he was almost trembling. Fong Ping, he actually had a backer. This brat, how could he dig out powerhouses wherever he went? The three of them gathered again and joined forces. It was almost the same as True God Chong Rong, under the situation where the others were blocked by Heavenly Wood, who could come to his rescue. Ling Xiao and the others were all feeling complicated now. They would not come to his rescue. No, don't kill me. Ping Yutian, this true god, screamed shrilly. At this moment, in the distance, someone shouted in the void, "Stop!" His aura was very strong, but Fong Ping did not care. His expression was cold and stern. With a seal, he smashed the other party into pieces. Ming Ting and Wu Quishan followed up, instantly smashing the other party's mentality into pieces. Rumble! The great Tao collapsed again. Fong Ping saw that the blood clouds were thick and heavy. Only then did he stop. His expression was indifferent as he looked into the distance. Who was stopping him? He had killed two true gods to intimidate everyone. Someone actually interfered at this time. P.S. This chapter and the book reviews will only resume on the 6th. Without the chapter, it will be hard to write later. Who could provide me with the follow-up plot? Chapter 1133. Bastard. In the distance, an angry roar was heard. The newcomer did not expect that someone would still dare to make a move when he stopped them. At this moment, a giant hand that could prop up the sky came crashing down on Fong Ping. Get lost! Fong Ping roared and smashed the seal. Whoever attacked him, no matter who, no matter their identity or strength, was an enemy. Wu Quishan also roared. His sword broke through the void and slashed toward the giant hand. The others dodged, slightly surprised. Who would dare to attack Fong Ping at this time? A saint powerhouse had appeared. At this time, the old man that Skywood had transformed into appeared and also slapped his palm. Heaven and earth were pitch black. Only two giant hands could be seen intertwining. Boom! Skywood took a step back. In the distance, the void exploded and a golden giant appeared. Skywood frowned slightly. He did not seem familiar. Instead, Ming Ting's expression changed. He said in a low voice, "Tiangue Saint." As soon as he said that, Skywood remembered and said lightly, "Tiangue of the 36 Saints." It was very calm, not too shocking. There were many powerhouses in the past. He had seen the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors, 8th heaven powerhouses, beginner martial artists, 7th heaven top-notch heavenly kings. Among the 36 saints, other than the top 3, he did not have much memory of the others. Tiangue Saint was ranked 10th among the 36 saints. Saint-level powerhouses were actually not too far apart. Between 4 million to 5 million calories of vitality were all saint-level powerhouses. Saint was considered a transition between emperor level and heavenly king. Rank 10th and rank 36th were not far apart. Opposite him, the golden giant's expression was ice cold. He looked at Fong Ping and said loudly, "This saint asked you to stop, and you still dare to attack. Bastard." Fong Ping's expression was not good either. Skywood had appeared. He was preparing to intimidate the 3 realms and plan for the future. Who knew that a saint would appear and stop him? Who do you think you are? Fong Ping shouted coldly, "Do you want to die? How dare you stop me? Is it true that the Sky Emperor and Heavenly King Stonebreaker Saber are not good enough? Do you really think that the human-suppressing Heavenly King and Martial King are not strong enough? Did you just resurrect and forget your surname? How dare you interfere with the human race's affairs? Do you want to die? You bastard!" Fong Ping cursed angrily. "Where did this dog come from? How dare you attack me? This old man is the current human monarch. If you want to seek death, just say it." On the other side, Saint Tiangui was stunned. He was scolded by someone? A true god powerhouse actually opened his mouth to scold when encountering him. "Elder Mu, can you kill him?" Fong Ping bellowed coldly, infuriated beyond measure. "You're just a mere saint. Who do you think you are? Our human clan has killed countless strong enemies. Even when dozens of heavenly kings surrounded the human clan still dared to fight back, let alone a useless saint. Does anyone dare to bully us humans?" Fong Ping was furious, but the others were stunned. Not only that, but Fong Ping quickly roared, "Cat, come to work. Call the cat protecting captain over. CK, I'm going to go on a killing spree today. I'll kill a few saints as a sacrifice." At the same time, Fong Ping was frantically calling out to the old cat in his mind. Just one turn would do. A sage had actually made a move. He even felt that there were experts spying on him in the dark. Right now, he absolutely could not be soft. Fong Ping cursed in his heart. It was not easy for him to kill the true gods of the three realms until they were afraid of him. Now, something like this appeared. It was too infuriating. He felt that it was infuriating. On the other side, Saint Tiangui was also choking with anger. However, at this time, Heavenly Wood looked at him sympathetically, saying lightly, "Tiangui, it's not easy to come back to life. Aren't you afraid that you'll die and your Tao will vanish again, unable to come back to life?" Saint Tiangui looked at it. He recognized it. Heavenly Wood, the ancient #1 wood. At this moment, Saint Tiangui was no longer as arrogant as he was at the beginning. He frowned. After a while, he said coldly, "Ping Yu is my good friend." As he said this, Fong Ping's eyes turned cold. He said coldly, "You're Ping Yu's good friend? That bastard dared to attack us humans previously. We don't even know if he's dead or not. With your saint-level strength, how dare you intervene now?" The giant-like Tiangui's expression was a little ugly. He was being threatened by a true god, but Fong Ping was threatening him, intimidating him. If he did not act ruthlessly now, who knew what those powerhouses in the dark would think? Not only that, Fong Ping was throwing out benefits in his mind like crazy. "Big cat, come quickly. Saint-level drinks, fruits, true god-level fish head, wings, crab legs, octopus. I've prepared everything for you. A bastard called Tiangui wants to rob me. If you don't come, I'll give away my treasures as a reward." After a while, the cat appeared, its fat face full of sorrow. "This cat is so pitiful. The liar wants it to fight again. Come quickly, or else there's really nothing left." Meow. The cat was sad and said aggrievedly, "You said that big dog gave it to me. He definitely won't dare to snatch it. Nonsense, he wants to kill me. If he kills me, will there be anything left for you?" Meow. The cat became even more sorrowful. How pitiful. This cat is so pitiful. This cat has lost a lot of weight. Recently, I've been running here and there every day. I've really lost tens of thousands of catties. Now I'm waiting for a big meal. And now something happened again. Meow meow. This cat is so pitiful. This cat is so pitiful. Why do they all have to bully cats? The cat wanted to roll all over the ground. Sad, useless. The liar was blocked. What else could it do? The cat said miserably, "Anyway, this cat isn't going to fight. This cat is just going to take a look and get my drinks and fruits. You're not allowed to cheat this cat." Fong Ping breathed a sigh of relief and said hurriedly, "No problem. Come quickly." After communicating with the cat, Fong Ping still had a saint on his side, so he was also full of confidence. Only then did the Heavenly Hound and Shou Chuan show up and leave. He did not believe that there would really be anyone who dared to do anything to the cat at this time. Those who dared were all in the fake sky cemetery. With confidence, Fong Ping was not afraid. This fellow attacked him without saying a word. His hostility was obvious. Why would he still be polite? Tian Gui, right? Fong Ping stared at Tian Gui, who had an ugly expression on his face, and said in an unfriendly tone, "Do you know that those who attacked the headquarters, even the heavenly kings, all died miserably now? Are you breaking 7 or 8? You got guts. Old Moo, I'll leave this fellow to you. Hold him back for a while. Today, I'm going to kill a saint." Tian Gui's gaze was ice cold, the coldness even freezing the void. He was insulted by a true god. At the same time, in the dark void, a few figures flickered. A white figure flashed. It was the marshal of the Realm Gate, Yuan Gang, who appeared here earlier. His mentality fluctuated, and he chuckled. Interesting. Tian Gui seems to be in trouble this time. The current king, this generation's king, is too domineering. It's not necessarily a good thing. The humans actually let this person become a king. What a pity. Pity? Someone else said lightly. What's there to pity? This old man knows a thing or two about this generation's king. He has cultivated for 3 years and broken 4. Naturally, he has the ability to be arrogant. This old man thinks that Tian Gui is in trouble this time. The Heavenly Emperor has just left. He might not be far away. If you attack him now, don't fall right after reviving. In the dark, there was not just one person, but 3 or 4 people. There was the white-robed Yuan Gang, Yue from the North Emperor sect, and 1 or 2 people whose figures and faces could not be seen clearly. Tian Gui, the saint, suddenly stood up. Some of these people thought that Fong Ping was arrogant, and some thought that Tian Gui was unwise. At this time, he had just been revived. Even if Tian Gui had the strength of a top-notch saint in the past, now he was at most a beginner saint. Not to mention the fact that Tian Gui had just left. If you attack now, aren't you afraid that the Heavenly Emperor will come back and kill you? He had a good relationship with Heavenly Emperor Pingyu, but there was no need to offend the current overlord of the 3 realms just for a true god. At this time, Yuan Gang, the Realm Gate Marshal, smiled and said, "Let's watch the show. Now is not a good time for us to attack. Everyone has just been revived. I heard that those powerhouses have entered the tomb of heaven. King Qian, King Kuan, King Sun, King Jin, with so many heavenly king powerhouses here, I have also heard a thing or two. The human race was indeed besieged by all sides previously. Until now, there has not been a winner. It can be seen that their strength is extraordinary. The heavenly King Jin and King Wu that this person mentioned are probably peerless powerhouses too. Even if Tian Gui gains the upper hand this time, when these people return, there will be a lot of trouble. Everyone, let's wait and see." Everyone did not speak, but they still agreed with what he said. The battle between the powerhouses has not been decided yet, and you are already standing on the side now. Did you get your saint-level strength for nothing? Having cultivated to this realm, who wasn't a shrewd person, until the last moment, they would not easily stand on the side. Tian Gui, 36 saints had been for a long time. Once they were revived, they probably did not understand the situation in the human world, right? In the dark, the revived powerhouses were communicating. On the Forbidden Sea, Fong Ping was domineering. He let Heavenly would entangle the other party and threatened to kill the saint, who did not know how to scare people. Tian Gui was angry, but he was very afraid. The older one was, the more afraid they were of death. Not to mention those who had died once, they had just been revived. At this moment, they were more afraid of death than the average old antique. If it was in the past, even if Heavenly Wood was here, he would still kill Fong Ping if he was humiliated like this. But now he hesitated. For a moment, he was in a dilemma. Heavenly Wood did not make a move. Fong Ping did not urge him either. If they really fought, it might not be a good thing. Scaring a saint into silence. This was his ability. Fong Ping sneered. He looked at King Huai and the others and sneered. "Your backer is here. Why don't you go over there and have a gathering? Saints, this month, many saints have died." Chong Rong, Heavenly Emperor, was a saint level. He was also the first saint-level powerhouse to fall. Fong Ping said that many had died. Naturally, it was nonsense. However, King Huai and the others did not say anything, nor did they run over to flatter him. They still did not know what was going on. If they were to flatter him carelessly, they might be killed by the angry Tian Gui. The scene, once again, became quiet. At this moment, the void suddenly darkened. Heaven and earth changed color. Blood clouds densely covered the void, rain dripping in an instant. Blood rain. Saint Tian Gui's body shook. The true gods could not sense it clearly, but the saint level was extremely obvious. Heavenly Wood's body also shook slightly, murmuring, "Who died? Who died?" At this moment, there were many people who asked such questions. And Fong Ping's body also shook, suddenly taking out an item from the storage space. Crack! The item in his hand suddenly shattered. Fong Ping laughed loudly. At this moment, he was really arrogant. "Ha ha! Green Spirit is dead." Fong Ping laughed wildly. "Mount Luofu is completely destroyed. This is the consequence of provoking us humans. I don't care if you are some ancient venerable emperor or a saint. If you go against us humans, then you must die." Green Spirit. Opposite, Saint Tian Gui's body trembled. In the dark, the void shook, and a few figures could not hide their auras anymore, shattering the void and appearing in front of everyone. Beside him, Qinghua's expression was complicated. Not far away, on Weiyu mountainside, true god Jiang Su also had a complicated expression. The lord of Mount Luofu was dead. Who killed him? In fact, they already had a judgment. If it was not Heavenly King Garrison, then it was Martial King. Another ancient venerable emperor was dead. Ancient venerable emperors often also represented saint level. Green Spirit is dead. In the dark, a few people who had just appeared, some of them let out an endless sigh. Looking at the blood clouds, the blood rain, their eyes were complicated. They had just awakened, and they witnessed the fall of an emperor level, the fall of a saint. This was even more terrifying than in the past. In the past, if it was not for the final battle in the heavenly realm, usually even true gods would rarely die. But now, true gods fell like rain. Emperor level also died one after another in the past 2 days, and now there was even a saint who had fallen. Not only that, but at this moment everyone's expression changed. In the source world, in the dark void, a large star flashed and disappeared. A large star. Fong Ping and the others only saw this, but the few saints felt more. At this moment, in the depths of the source world, in the powerhouse's territory, a large star erupted with dazzling light, and a burst of laughter resounded in all directions. I, Zhang Tao, am considered a heavenly king, right? Ha! The human race is invincible. A new heavenly king was born. In more than 2,000 years, the first heavenly king powerhouse to be born, and he was also very domineering. As for Moon Spirit and the others, they were also considered new heavenly kings, but they were too old. These people, even if they were new heavenly kings, did not have this kind of aura. Not everyone could transmit voice to the source world. The Demon Emperor did not do this back then. Of course, the Demon Emperor needed to keep a low profile, but the Martial King did not. Because he killed Venerable Emperor Green Spirit, the movement was too big. The entire fake sky grave saw and sensed it, so there was nothing to hide. Although his origin Dao did not go more than 10,000 meters, at this moment, everything about him had reached the standard of a heavenly king. Zhang Tao. At this moment, Zhang Tao's name truly spread throughout the 3 realms. Those who were awakening, those who had already awakened, those who were hidden powerhouses above the saint level, almost all knew that a new heavenly king had been born. Zhang Tao. The big star was bright. Even if the big star was still very small, its light illuminated the heavens. That rich life aura. One could tell at a glance that this person was still young and had unlimited prospects. Zhang Tao. Heavenly King, someone murmured. Heavenly Wood's expression also changed. It knew Zhang Tao. At this moment, it suddenly looked at Fong Ping and said with a smile, Congratulations, young friend. A King Wu has proven his heavenly King Dao. Ha ha! Fong Ping laughed wildly again. A King Wu killed a saint before becoming a heavenly king. Today, he has proven his heavenly King Dao. I can guarantee that a heavenly king will fall soon. Ha ha! The first heavenly king powerhouse of the human race has been born. A heavenly king powerhouse who is less than 100 years old. Fong Ping's voice spread in all directions, roaring. Who dares to make an enemy of the human race? Chong Rong, Green Spirit, and the others will end up like this. King Kun will end up like this. Previously, I killed his clone, and the next day, the headquarters will personally chop off his head. The human race, each generation is stronger than the last. His voice was like a great bell, resounding in all directions. A powerhouse who had broken 4 levels, under the nose of the saints, was arrogant enough to make provocative remarks. However, the fall of Green Spirit made people unable to think anymore. The saint was dead. It was reflected from the heavenly tomb, reflected the heavens, and heaven and earth were crying. The faces of King Huai and the others changed. At this moment, King Huai did not move and began to retreat. He was going to leave. King Wu had proven his heavenly King Dao and killed a saint. If Saint Tiangui still dared to continue to attack at this time, he could roast himself. Did he really think these saints were stupid? Previously, Saint Tiangui might not have known the situation of the human race, so he killed his way out. Now, King Wu was so ostentatious, using a saint as a sacrifice to prove his heavenly King Dao. If he still dared to attack, then he was really stupid, even if Fong Ping was arrogant. So what? Fong Ping also had the capital to be arrogant. Fong Ping laughed wildly. Wu Quishan was also extremely excited. The human race had its first heavenly king, King Wu. As for the suppressing heavenly king, he was a powerhouse of the ancient martial arts era and had little to do with neo-martial arts. Neo-martial arts, in less than 100 years, had actually given birth to a heavenly king. How could he not be happy? How could he not be excited? Neo-martial arts had succeeded. At this moment, some people were nervous, some sighed, and some were emotional. In the next moment, in the distance, someone laughed and said, "Congratulations! A human powerhouse has proven his heavenly King Dao. Congratulations!" The person who congratulated was none other than Saint Yuan Gang, the marshal who guarded the realm gate in the past. And he, back then, guarded a realm gate between the human world and the land realm. He knew the human world too well. After beginner martial arts, there were almost no martial artists who were too strong in the human world. Who would have thought that today, a powerhouse had proven his heavenly King Dao? The other saints did not say anything. Saint Tiangui did not say anything either. This time, he had lost face for sure. That was not all. At this time, in the distance, the void broke open, and everyone saw a passage. A big fat cat swayed its body, holding a fishing rod in its claws. The fishing rod was placed on its fat shoulder. At this moment, it walked and swayed, walking with a condescending pace. Across the passage, it made a fuss. The fake human emperor has become a heavenly king. Wah! This cat has another heavenly king fighter. You dare to rob this cat's things? This cat has roamed the 3 realms for tens of thousands of years. This cat has only robbed others. You dare to rob this cat? How dare you? The cat was first happy, then angry. It walked to the entrance of the passage, one of its claws holding the fishing rod, the other on its fat waist if it had a waist. It pointed at Tiangui and said angrily, "You dare to rob this cat? You are finished. This cat will gather the big dog and the cat guard captain to stab you to death. This cat is very angry, you are finished." Tiangui's expression changed slightly. "Cat? Why is it here?" Not only him, at this moment. Qinghua also said sharply, "Why is Emperor Tsang here? How can this be? Didn't Emperor Tsang go to the tomb of heaven? Where is Master? Where is the sect Master?" Emperor Tsang didn't leave. In all directions, the experts were shocked. Emperor Tsang didn't leave. Where are those people in the tomb of heaven? The cat ignored them and said angrily, This cat is going to hit the gong. Don't run. Bully me. I will kill you. Hearing that it was going to hit the gong. The next moment, something that left everyone dumbfounded happened. In the distance, Yu Wei and the other saints did not say anything and flew away. What a joke! Who knew how many more people the cat could call now? When the sky gong sounded that year, 100 venerable emperors gathered, and among these venerable emperors there were saints too. At its peak, when the cat guard captain was around, there was also this powerhouse and the heavenly dog. If they were unlucky, it would not be surprising if they knocked the spirit emperor here one day. Who dared to provoke the cat at that time? Now, time flew by, and the world had changed. However, everyone did not know if the cat would knock the powerhouses here again. Now, they still wanted to watch the show. Run first. They ran. Saint Tiange originally wanted to take a step back, leave some harsh words or something like that before leaving. Now, without a word, he tore the void and ran. Fong Ping shouted, "Old Moo, leave him. Wait for the cat to call for help." Heavenly Wood rumbled. Its main body directly suppressed the void. Fong Ping cursed in his heart. "I asked you to pretend, but you were so honest. You really made a move." Little did he know that when he saw the cat come out, Heavenly Wood suddenly believed it. This cat was going to hit the gong. The Heavenly Emperor had just left. Who knew if he would knock the Heavenly Emperor back? If he did not make a move now, would he not be looking for trouble? So he made a move. Fortunately, Tiangui was also an ancient saint. Although he had not recovered to his peak, he still had a way to escape. With a low roar, a big seal similar to Fong Ping's saint token appeared. The seal broke through a passageway, broke into the passageway in the blink of an eye, and disappeared without a trace. He ran. He was really afraid of being stopped and left behind. It was too scary. Humans had a heavenly king who had killed a saint. In the end, the cat came out and started to hit the gong. How could he not be afraid? His face was not as important as his life. He was not the only one who ran. At this moment, King Kuan and the other monsters were running for their lives in all directions. King Huai and the others had long run away without a trace. Only a few forces that were on good terms with the humans were left behind. These true gods looked embarrassed, but they did not run. Fong Ping shouted, "Old Moo, don't chase after them. Leave a few true gods behind, at least leave some food. I want ingredients." Heavenly Moo did not talk nonsense. He did not want to fight to the death with a saint. At this moment, when he heard this, he did not hold back. A huge branch, like a palm, grabbed directly at King Kuan, who was about to enter the sea. This big fish was scared out of its wits. It had just lost its head last time. Now, without saying a word, the big fish cut off its tail, threw it at Heavenly Moo, escaped into the sea, and disappeared instantly. "Kill Peng Yu. Only one wing. Not enough." Crack. In the void, golden blood splattered, and a huge golden wing fell from the space. Peng Yu ran away, leaving behind his other wing. Not only that, at this moment, there were two huge golden crab pincers shooting out of the water. A few huge pillar-like tentacles shot out. They were all cutting off their tails to survive. The other saints had run away. On Fong Ping's side, there was a saint, a cat that could fight an emperor level, a near-emperor level, and an arrogant king man. At this time, if they did not give up some things to save their lives, they would really be waiting to be hunted down. Under the dazed gazes of Ling, Xiaoqinghua, and the others, at this moment, it was like entering a kitchen from all directions, with ingredients shooting toward them from time to time. Of course, these so-called ingredients were all incomparably huge, and they were all terrifyingly full of energy. Not far away, the cat was also a little dazed. So simple. This cat just scared you, and you actually sent so much delicious food. This time, it was not a wasted trip. Chapter 1134. The cat was dazed, thinking that it was easy to earn food this time. Fong Ping, on the other hand, was secretly relieved. Although it was cheering happily just now, it was still a little nervous. There were many saints spying in the dark. Heavenly Wood might not always be on his side. If humans were really in danger, if it was also in danger, Fong Ping could guarantee that this saint would be the first to run. Fortunately, he still managed to scare those people. Of course, Big Cat's contribution could not go unnoticed. Fong Ping looked at the cat. Seeing that it was staring at the ingredients, drooling, he could not help but laugh. Although this cat was lazy, it had really helped humans many times. Other things aside, during the battle in the Imperial Battleground, if not for Big Cat's trap, humans might have been in big trouble. Fong Ping did not say much. He kept the wings, the fishtail, the crab pincers. He could really have a feast this time. At this time, Qing Hua and the others' expressions were fluctuating. Ling Xiao held it in for a while, but still said, Fong Ping, since Emperor Song is in the human world, then my master and grandmaster. Everyone looked at Fong Ping. A saint was dead. Obviously, those people had not left the sky cemetery. How did the cat come back? Fong Ping glanced at everyone. After a while, he said, in the sky cemetery, the cat was unwilling to participate and left in advance. Do you still have any questions? Don't ask. Fong Ping interrupted impatiently. I'm doing you a favor by answering one of your questions. Wang Wu's lineage, again and again. I'm sorry, I still needed your help in times of need. Now I don't need it anymore. The few heads that you owe me, I will naturally ask Venerable Emperor Moon's spirit for them. You don't have the right to question me. Fong Ping was still arrogant. He snorted softly. I will naturally treat those who cooperate with humans kindly. However, those who always want to sit on the sidelines and reap benefits from humans, I'm sorry, I won't entertain you. Do you really think I, Fong Ping, am blind? Cooperation that prioritizes benefits? Then don't talk about feelings, don't play games. Next time you have something to ask, name your price. After saying this, Fong Ping looked at the cat and laughed. He stepped into the air, opened his arms, and was about to hug the cat. The cat looked disgusted. Shameless. You want to show off your love in front of the Three Realms powerhouses? Do you think I don't know? Food. Seeing that it was about to escape, Fong Ping quickly sent a telepathic message. The next moment, everyone saw the feelings between the cat and Fong Ping. Fong Ping hugged the fat cat and stroked its head. While the cat was moved to tears, Fong Ping dragged it into the passageway. It was time to go home. The cat was very sad. Every time you threaten me with food, you bully a cat. That's too much. Even so, it had no choice but to display its affection with Fong Ping in front of the powerhouses of the Three Realms. Its relationship with Fong Ping was really good. Fong Ping was not showing off to others. He was showing off to Heavenly Wood. This saint wanted to enter the human world. It was a saint. Fong Ping felt a mixture of joy and worry. Who could threaten Heavenly Wood? After all, Old Zhang and the Heavenly King Jin Wang were not here, so the cat was the only one left. The Heavenly Hound had just left, and the Azure Cat was also at the Overlord level. Only this cat could suppress the tree. Therefore, at this moment, Fong Ping was extremely friendly with the Ash Cat. Fortunately, the cat was too heavy. Otherwise, Fong Ping would have to carry it home. Fong Ping did not know how heavy this fat cat was. Anyway, he always felt that if this cat did not control itself, it would not be difficult for it to crush Magic City. Watching the cat and Fong Ping walk away with their arms around each other's shoulders, behind them, the eyes of the old man who had transformed from Heavenly Wood moved slightly. He was looking forward to it. Other than the 9 emperors and 4 emperors, there seemed to be no one who dared to treat a cat like this, right? The myriad regression technique. Recalling that Fong Ping had broken through 4 before he had even proven his Tao, Heavenly Wood suddenly felt that this investment should not be wrong. As the first ancient tree, it also had dreams. It was too difficult for a monster plant to become a heavenly king. It was almost impossible for it to become an emperor. However, the monster beast had a beast emperor to prove its Tao. Was there no hope for it? Perhaps there was. Heavenly Wood did not take the passageway. Its body was too big, but it still followed, breaking through the air. Wu Quishan grinned, so excited that he did not know why. Humans were domineering. This time, it was really domineering. Fong Ping directly scared off the saint and easily killed 2 true gods. No one dared to say a word. If this was not domineering, what was? It was too cool. At this moment, Wu Quishan really admired himself. He had actually cultivated such a genius in MCMAU. He would definitely go down in history in the future. Human King Fong Ping. When he was studying, MCMU Vice-Chancellor Wu Quishan took good care of him. He had a good eye for talent. Wu Quishan could even imagine that in the future, if humans still had a legacy, when people wrote about Fong Ping, they would inevitably mention him, Wu Quishan. Fong Ping and his group walked away casually, disappearing after they left. However, the faces of the people who stayed in the same place were fluctuating uncertainly. After a long time, someone sighed softly. Luo Fu is completely finished. Even if there were a few true gods whose life and death was uncertain, Venerable Emperor Qingjin was already dead. So what if those people were alive? Pinyu Sky, Changrong Sky, is also in danger. No, I'm afraid Changrong Sky has completely declined. A sect with thousands of years of heritage, a grandmaster that has tens of thousands of years Sai. Humans, one of them, is dominating. It can't be considered as dominating. These people were still discussing, so they did not notice that not far away, two monsters were chasing after Fong Ping and the others with their butts wagging. While chasing, Jiao said excitedly, "We're rich." Huh? Did you see that? There's so much good stuff, delicious stuff, peak level, emperor level, and saint level stuff. Jiao was extremely excited. It was rich. Li Wuji stared at it, puzzled. What did it have to do with you? Jiao was disdainful and did not explain. Nonsense, who was it? Descendant of the celestial emperor, nephew of the cat. Who knew how many generations had passed? Let us be a nephew then. The demon king of the 7 southern territory, brother of Fong Ping, the king of humans. Yes, he was not a chef anymore. He was his brother. Wasn't it rich now? Hurry up and go back to meet your relatives. A feast, I want to eat too. As for this stupid cow beside him, it could just watch and drool. There was no place for it. Li Wuji seemed to see through its thoughts, cursing in his heart. Shameless bastard. But I'm also a sea guardian appointed by the humans. I'm going to guard the ocean for the humans. Old cow was too weak. Was it a disgrace to the king of humans? At least it had to reach the peak level. Then it would not be a disgrace to the humans, right? Li Wuji comforted itself. Maybe it could get some delicious food. It was a little nervous too, was a cow. Maybe when the time came, it would think that the elder ancestors' meat was not enough and let it have some too. It did not dare to imagine. Halfway through the meal, suddenly there was not enough beef, and everyone was staring at it. That scene was too beautiful. It did not dare to think about it. As for the Jiao beside it, Li Wuji cursed again in his heart. What was it so arrogant for? It was not even the celestial emperor. Be careful, they might get addicted to it. If there was no more food, they would still eat your dog meat. Fong Ping left the evil sect, killed 2 true gods, and forced the resurrected ancient saint to retreat. The evil sect was destroyed. The martial king proved his Tao, became a heavenly king, and killed the ancient venerable Emperor Green Spirit. The first ancient tree, Sky Wood, became a demon, possessed the combat strength of a saint, and surrendered to the humans. The cat left the mountain and left the heavenly cemetery. The celestial emperor and the spring guardian revived, left the evil sect, and disappeared. Some ancient saints revived. These pieces of news spread like the wind. They were all earth-shattering news. The human world had almost instantly reversed the situation, becoming the strongest force in the 3 realms. And in the heavenly cemetery, humans seemed to have the advantage. Since the martial king could prove his Tao, then the human race should not be at a disadvantage. These pieces of news shocked the 3 realms, shocked everyone. Star Town, in the small world, the phantom appeared again. This time, there was no need for him to speak. The God creation envoy sighed. The changes in the 3 realms are getting greater and greater. Zhang Tao has actually become a heavenly king. Heavenly Hound and Sherpa have actually been resurrected. These 2 fellows can also be resurrected. The heavens are blind. The phantom was stunned. Did their resurrection hinder you? The God creation envoy sighed. These two brats are not good people. It's fine if the others can be resurrected, but these two black-hearted ones can also be resurrected. Does the heavens have eyes? One of them is stingy, forcing me to forge a divine artifact for it. I'm not its match. Otherwise, I would have killed it long ago. What kind of origin realm is this? He tricked my disciple into forging it for him. After he was done, he turned around and said that the Tao he forged was not real, forcing my disciple to pay the forging fee. At the mention of these two, the God Creation Envoy also shook his head. The atmosphere of the three realms was about to change. They were all the reincarnation of shameless experts. Was there any justice in this world? Sure, that bastard should have been beaten to death by the heavenly hound. What kind of origin realm was he? His disciple had been working tirelessly for him for over 100 years. In the end, the great Tao was not real? Nonsense. If the great Tao was real, how could it be your turn? Myriad Tao. If his disciple had this ability, then he would have become a sovereign realm expert. He still had to look at your face. When he said those words, did he feel guilty? The God Creation Envoy shook his head repeatedly. He couldn't help but sigh with emotion. When the phantom heard him mention the past, it was also a little sluggish. It quickly said, God Creation Envoy, the #1 ancient wood, heavenly wood, has become a demon, saint-level battle strength. Oh! The God Creation Envoy didn't seem surprised and said indifferently, it's only a matter of time. Back then, when the old cat wanted to cut down the heavenly wood to make a fishing rod, I took a look and felt that the heavenly wood might become a demon. If I hadn't shown mercy, I would have long since become a fishing rod. When this would seize me, it has to be obedient. What's the use of telling me this? The phantom sighed. So that's how it is. The God Creation Envoy is kind-hearted. No such thing, the God Creation Envoy said disdainfully. It's just that back then, I felt that the heavenly wood was not strong enough, and the weapons forged might not be able to become divine artifacts. Now, it should be enough to forge divine artifacts. If this piece of wood dares to provoke this old man will turn it into a divine artifact. The God Creation Envoy was also very arrogant. The phantom suddenly felt that when you talk about the heavenly hound and the spring guardian, shouldn't you add yourself as well? The God Creation Envoy was too lazy to say anything else and said, Heavenly Hound and Sherpa left. Let's go. The phantom asked, where do you think they went? Sky Tomb. The God Creation Envoy laughed. There's no need to guess. The Heavenly Hound is not someone who is willing to suffer a loss. This time it will definitely go to the Sky Tomb. However, if it goes, it might not be able to return. The Sky Tomb is extremely dangerous. Yeah, the Sky Tomb, the phantom sighed. The God Creation Envoy laughed lightly. You've been there before, right? Previously, I guess that you were unquestionable, Jian, but now it seems like it really is you. That fellow Li Xuanxia mentioned you before, saying that you are a rare genius. Talent, perseverance, luck, talent, intelligence. They were all top-notch. If you were in the ancient times, you would also be a top figure. Even if you were not as good as the 9 emperors and 4 emperors, you would at least not be inferior to the 3 envoys. Thank you, King suppressing Heavenly King. It can't be considered a compliment, the God Creation Envoy sneered. I added a sentence at the back. It's just that you're a bit more scheming. It's not a bad thing to have more scheming, but at this level, it's just petty. You're still lacking a bit of magnanimity. A majestic aura. Which one of the 9 emperors and 4 emperors wasn't a truly majestic person? Let's not talk about when we're weak, but when we're strong. Who wouldn't be convinced? The God Creation Envoy said as he shook his head, even if the 9 emperors and the 4 emperors were at odds with each other. So what? Do you know that when we entered the heavenly court during the battle, we asked the emperor about it, and the emperor answered our questions without holding anything back? Do you know that the 9 emperors and 4 emperors often discussed the Tao and talked about the core? Do you know that the 4 emperors had also taught the disciples of the 9 emperors? When it came to the extreme Tao, they would say everything they knew. You don't know anything. Do you think that the experts of the ancient times only knew how to form cliques? You kill me, I kill you? In that era, the martial way was imperfect. Everyone helped each other and supported each other. That was how they reached that step. They all felt that the later generations would become stronger and stronger. Who would have thought that after 10,000 years, they would become weaker and weaker? The God creation envoy shook his head. You are not even comparable to the heavenly dog and Sherpa. The heavenly dog and Sherpa were annoying, but they dared to take responsibility for what they had done. They dared to fight, and they were never afraid. The Tao was something that one had walked out on their own, not something bestowed upon them by others. The heavenly dog had also been beaten black and blue. It was not a cat. When the cat was attacked, the great Tao trembled, and everyone was afraid. The heavenly dog is not. The God creation envoy sneered. The heavenly dog has been roaming the three realms for many years. Does it really think that it relies on the protection of the heavens? It relied on never lowering its head. It dared to fight anyone. The 9 emperors and 4 emperors all said that it was more promising than a cat. Other than not being as cute as a cat, it was still a dog with fighting spirit. You, compared to them, you are still quite lacking. In these 8,000 years, if you were to let this old man comment, you unquestionable sword, you might not be able to enter the top 10, not in terms of martial arts. The fandom became interested and said with a faint smile, Senior, you are going to comment on the experts of the 3 realms. I wonder who is in the top 10 in Senior's heart? You want to hear it? Senior, please enlighten me. The God creation envoy laughed. Then this old man will also give some pointers today. In the past 8,000 years, countless geniuses have appeared in the 3 realms. Just say that the martial king who has just confirmed the heavenly king can be considered a person. He is a character. The demon emperor nodded. The martial king is indeed worthy of being called an influential figure in the past 8,000 years. The northern sea of the Kuokang Mountain is one of them. The demon emperor laughed. North Sea? Gongjuanzi? I am familiar with him. Senior, have you overestimated him? No, he's stupid enough. Pure? No, stupid. The God creation envoy smiled and said, Stupid fellow. However, it is precisely because of this stupidity that he is worthy of this old man's comment. An expert who rose up in the era of sex relied on his hot-bloodedness to move forward alone. He walked a different path. Could it be that no one noticed? He had obtained the inheritance of annihilation, but he did not walk the path of annihilation. Instead, he walked the path of subduing beasts. This was actually a new path that did not exist in the ancient times. Of course, no one dared to do so in the ancient times. The Beast Emperor would kill him. He obtained the favor of the Ash Cat, but he did not obtain any benefits from the Ash Cat. He foolishly walked forward, and in the end, he almost became a saint. If it wasn't for his bad luck, he might have become a heavenly king by now. Hearing his words, the demon emperor thought for a moment, then nodded and said, Indeed, the North Sea still has a stubborn spirit. Third, king of life. The demon emperor laughed. Look down on him? How long has it been since he reached the Tao? But why was he able to become the strongest in the catacombs? Even the 2 emperors stage S do not dare to take the lead? The God creation envoy chuckled. This is a ruthless person. His luck is just bad. He dares. He knows a lot of things and carries a lot of burdens, but he dares to do it. Does he not know the dangers and difficulties? I know, but he still walked down and also met people like the Martial King. According to the words of humans, if there is a Yu, how can there be a Liang? That's why he fell early. Fourth, Li Zhu. Li Zhu. The demon emperor said in a deep voice. He doesn't count. The reincarnation of the palm seal. He's. The God creation envoy sneered, as if he was disdainful. You and the palm seal envoy are the same kind of trash. Li Zhu. It's not him. Li Zhu is Li Zhu. What do you know? Impossible. This old man is too lazy to explain to you. The God creation envoy did not say much to him. This person is also an ambitious person. He is definitely in the top 10 of the past 8,000 years. The expression in the demon emperor's eyes changed. Li Zhu was Li Zhu. Then, what about the palm seal envoy? Fifth, Han Yu. Han Yu? He's alive. He's from the ancient times. The god creation envoy laughed lightly. Ancient Hongyu, it's nothing much. Strictly speaking, this person rose to power after the destruction of the heaven realm. So this old man listed him as a hero after the destruction. It's not wrong. Sixth, chaotic heavenly king. The demon emperor seemed to know this person. He thought for a moment and said, he can indeed be considered a character. In the chaotic era, this person dared to fight the heavenly dog, dared to kill the cat, and dared to fight the heavens. He is indeed a rare genius in the past 8,000 years. Of course, the god creation envoy had a complacent look on his face and said, this is the influential figure of these few eras, the pride of the heavens. As for you, you are the best in the era of sex, but this old man will not judge you. Li Zhu, Life King, rose to power in the era of the four great imperial court. The chaotic heavenly king rose to power in the chaotic era. Hong Yu rose to power in the era of the demon emperor god dynasty. Zhang Tao rose to power in the new martial era. In the era of sex, the god creation envoy replaced the demon emperor with Gong Zhuanzi. Very quickly, the god creation envoy said, these 6 people, this old man feels that there is no dispute. The remaining few people might have some disputes, but this old man thinks more highly of them than you. Senior, please enlighten me. The current human king, Fong Ping, the demon emperor, frowned. He has improved quickly, but that doesn't mean anything. Wrong, this old man said, I'm not just looking at martial arts. When the human race is in danger, he has used his heart of cultivation for 3 years to carry this flag. He has the qualifications to become an influential figure in this old man's eyes. The god creation envoy had never gone out, but he knew a lot and would often chat with the heavenly king Jinwang. At this moment, when he mentioned these people, it was as if he was familiar with them. Human Zhao Xingwu. This time, the demon emperor was no longer calm. He had thought about many people, but he did not expect that the god creation envoy would comment on Zhao Xingwu. It's not wrong that people of different paths can't work together. When the martial king and the netherworld king were at their peak, Zhao Xingwu dared to walk his own path. If this person doesn't die, this old man thinks highly of him. The demon emperor did not say anything else. Catacombs. King Huai. What? The demon emperor was truly shocked. Even though he felt that he was very indifferent when the god creation envoy mentioned King Huai, he still almost collapsed. He knows what he wants, he knows what he's doing. He bears the infamy, but he remains as unmoving as a mountain. If nothing goes wrong, he has a cooperation with you. That's right. That's right, this person can't be considered a hero, nor can he be considered an ambitious and ruthless person. But if you study him carefully, you will realize that this person's background is even more ordinary than Li Zhu's. He was born as a slave in the catacombs, a servant, and a vicious dog. The demon emperor fell silent once again. The last person, the god creation envoy, laughed. Perhaps it will exceed your expectations. Who? This old man doesn't know if he can be considered a new martial artist. Wang Jinyang. Him? The demon emperor said softly. The reincarnation of Zhan, he does have some elegance and some fighting habits, but to say that Wang Jinyang can also become the strongest in 8,000 years, although unquestionable Jian knows that he is not as good as some people, he will not fall to such a state. Even if Senior says that Netherworld King Li Zhun is more worthy of attention than Wang Jinyang. That's not it. The god creation envoy smiled and said, if I say it, you won't believe me, you won't be convinced, and there will be controversy. But that's not important. What's important is that this old man thinks he can do it. If this old man were to tell you that, John, a long time ago, there was a strand of spiritual sense that was left behind and did not completely die, would you believe it? The demon emperor frowned. In the past 2 years, especially now, this person has been resisting the temptation of war. He has given up the temptation of becoming a heavenly king in a day, or even a stronger realm. Would you believe it? IMO have obtained the heart of war before. The heart is nothing. The god creation envoy laughed lightly. What is strong in battle is not the heart, but the mind. This old man wants to see how long he can resist for. If it becomes a war in the end, then he does not have the qualifications to be the strongest in 8,000 years. If it is still Wang Jinyang in the end, then he will be the proud son of heaven that this old man recognizes. The demon emperor raised his eyebrows. When the human clan is in danger, no worries. The god creation envoy laughed. You can try. Didn't you say that after accepting everything, he would become a war? I said, look at your heart. This person should also be the most controversial person in this old man's heart. The demon emperor nodded slightly and said with a smile, Senior suddenly told me all of this today. I'm afraid it wasn't just to squeeze me, right? It's not worth it. The god creation envoy disdainfully said, You don't have the qualifications for this old man to run on you. If you don't enter the top 10, then you don't. This old man said all of this just to tell you that the world you see in your eyes is not the same world as what this old man sees. It's still the same sentence. You're not magnanimous enough. You lack a bit of momentum. IMO, have learned my lesson. The god creation envoy ignored him and continued to read his comic book. The demon emperor, the pride of the era of sections. This was also a person who had lived through the ages. However, the god creation envoy still wanted to see where this person would go in the end. After today's evaluation, this person was not even in the top 10. He also wanted to see if this person would be any different. Little Tao, great Tao, the god creation envoy smiled, shook his head slightly, and continued to read his book. Chapter 1135. Global High School Martial Arts, Fake 4th Update. Seeking monthly votes currently typing. Please wait a moment. After the content has been updated, please refresh the page to receive the latest update. Chapter 1136. I'm back. Shanghai. Fong Ping let out a sigh. 3 days. It had only been 3 days, and too many things had happened. He had only wanted to go to the cult to see if there was a chance. But who knew that the cult would be destroyed in the end? Old Zhang has become a heavenly king. Fong Ping thought of Zhang Tao again. A smile appeared on his face, one that was filled with mischief. He muttered, I once beat up the heavenly king like he was my grandson. Wu Quishan looked at him, and so did the cat. When did you beat up a heavenly king? Fong Ping smiled brightly. I'm not telling you. In my source world, I would beat up old Zhang whenever I had nothing to do. You guys don't know this, right? I'm back. Fong Ping emphasized his tone and lamented again. The next moment, Fong Ping's head started to hurt. Behind him, the Jiao scurried out and said curiously, Che, Fong Ping, that big tree is calling for you in the back tunnel. It said it can't come in. Everyone looked at each other, as if they had forgotten something. Yes, that tree was too big. Even though the heavenly wood had shrunk, it was still 100 meters thick and 1,000 meters long. The passageway between the catacombs and humans was not that wide. Otherwise, he could have entered while lying down. Fong Ping looked at the old cat helplessly. What should he do? The cat was also looking at him, as if waiting for him to speak. The man and the cat stared at each other for a while. Fong Ping smiled bitterly. Big cat, give me some ideas. Otherwise, heavenly wood will have to stay in the catacombs. Food, the cat said solemnly. I'll have to pay a huge price. All right, I'll give them all to you. Liar, don't lie to the cat. The old cat seemed to have made up its mind. It rubbed its claws as if it wanted to do something big. Seeing that, Fong Ping breathed a sigh of relief. Of course. Am I the kind of person who would lie to a cat? The cat rolled its eyes. I don't believe you. But it wasn't that difficult. Liar, go. Open the combat heavenly palace, stuff the big log in, then stuff it into the Sanjiao gate, and bring it back. Fong Ping was dumbfounded. Then he cursed in his heart, I forgot about this. This cat was so boring. Seeing how it was rubbing its palms together, one would have thought that it was really going to do something. Fong Ping did not say anything more. Combat Heavenly Palace could collect monster plants. He had collected quite a number of monster plants in Combat Heavenly Palace. It was good that the Heavenly Wood was here. The old ancestor of the demon plants had appeared. Those rank 9 monster plants could be taken for his own use this time. right? Fong Ping was really looking forward to it. This time, with heavenly wood and these rank 9 monster plants, he could definitely build a brand new holy land for cultivation. It would be even better if he could capture the cat tree one day. Very soon, Fong Ping returned. As soon as he returned, Fong Ping released Combat Heavenly Palace. Heavenly Wood also floated out from Combat Heavenly Palace. At this moment, Tian Mu was still in shock. The Human King had actually taken away heaven-battling Thearch's residence. Not just anyone could take away a powerhouse's residence. There had to be something unusual about it. Recalling the aura that had appeared on Fong Ping's body earlier, Skywood vaguely understood. When the Heavenly Wood appeared, the entire demonic city could feel it and see it. A towering giant tree had suddenly appeared in Demonic City. However, Fong Ping seemed to think that it was not enough. He laughed and said, "Elder Mu, return to your original size. Let the humans get to know Elder Mu, so that there won't be any inconveniences in the future." Hearing this, Heavenly Wood did not say much. In the next second, Heavenly Wood grew against the wind. At this moment, even Wu Quishan was a little shocked. It was too big, 1,000 meters in diameter, tens of thousands of meters tall. He could not even see the height of the tree. On the other hand, the cat saw it. It yawned and said, "This big log has grown taller again. I wonder if there are bird nests on it." Big logs, bird nests. The birds are so delicious. On the tree trunk, Heavenly Wood's face appeared, a little helpless. The divine bird accompanying it had been eaten, and this cat actually had the cheek to say that the bird was delicious in front of it. At the same time, Fong Ping also soared into the sky. At this moment, Fong Ping also displayed the strength of a peerless powerhouse. Fong Ping's golden body also grew against the wind. 100 meters, 1,000 meters, 1,000 meters tall giant. Back then, when Li Jun and the others revealed their giant bodies, Fong Ping was shocked. When he was rank 8, when Li Jun transformed into a giant, the outside world still thought that it was Fong Ping. At that time, it made Fong Ping famous. And today, Fong Ping could also do this. It was nothing more than the absorption of energy. It was not that his physical body had really expanded to this extent, but a kind of change caused by energy. At this moment, the giant Fong Ping standing next to Heavenly Wood still looked like a child. No, he could not even be considered a child. However, 1,000 meters tall, the height of a few hundred stories, was enough to scare people. Fong Ping's loud voice spread everywhere. "Dear citizens, I am Fong Ping. The one beside me is the first ancient tree, the first spirit tree to achieve enlightenment since the beginning of time. He is a saint-level powerhouse. Invited by Fong Ping, he will guard the human world in the future and fight together with humans." His voice kept spreading. Not only that, at this moment, all the media and television stations in Magic City were reporting crazily. Some martial artists even soared into the sky and began to film. Saint. Today's humans were no longer martial arts newbies. Martial arts was no longer as mysterious and unattainable as it was in the past. They knew what a saint was. According to Fong Ping's previous classification, Paragon was ranked 10 and Saint was ranked 12. This was an unparalleled expert. Unbelievable. McMao. Old Man Lee walked out, his face full of shock. What did this kid go out to do again? He actually brought a saint back. Li Hansong also touched his head, looking at the big tree, his face full of shock, muttering, "This tree is too big. If it is chopped down, how many weapons can be made?" One by one, the powerhouses were shocked. Needless to say, the ordinary citizens were all extremely dazed and shocked. At the same time, they were full of admiration for Fong Ping. King of Man! This was too amazing. He actually invited the first ancient plant monster to guard Earth, and it was a saint. Until today, all the citizens felt that they were really living in a world that was like a myth. Had they seen a big tree that had no end? Had they seen a 1,000-meter-tall giant? Now, they saw everything. This was a powerhouse. Young people, middle-aged people, old people, no matter their age at this moment, they were all excited and excited. This was martial arts. Although practicing martial arts meant fighting, when they thought that they might be like Fong Ping in the future, flying in the sky and burrowing into the ground, wandering the three realms, competing with the heroes of the three realms, colliding with the ancient powerhouses, everyone was extremely excited. In the air, Fong Ping was still talking. These few days, a lot of major events have happened. There's good news and bad news. Let's talk about the bad news first. In the air, the incomparably huge Fong Ping said in a clear voice, "The three realms. Everyone is no longer unfamiliar. The martial arts ranks. Everyone is no longer ignorant. Heavenly King powerhouses can easily destroy Earth. Saint powerhouses, if they go all out, Magic City will definitely be destroyed in one blow. This is a powerhouse. Elder Mu is a saint powerhouse. If he goes all out, Magic City will be destroyed in the blink of an eye. And now, in these few days, some ancient powerhouses have been resurrected. They are alive. These people, they're saints, they're also our enemies. These people, they're saints, they're also heavenly kings. Can humans fight them?" Fong Ping's voice traveled in all directions. At this moment, some powerhouses' expressions changed drastically. Ancient powerhouses had been resurrected. Everyone was not stupid. Currently, in the three realms, how many people were kind to humans? The resurrected powerhouses were afraid that most of them were hostile. McMao, Old Man Lee, and the rest clenched their fists. There was seriousness, but there was also fighting spirit. Capital City. Some powerhouses also unleashed their auras. Li Daong, who was overseeing Capital City, roared, "Humans have no fear. Dare to fight." His voice shook Capital City. At this moment, not only Capital City, but all over the country, all over the world, powerhouses who were overseeing all places were roaring one after another, inspiring the people and raising their fighting spirit. Neo-martial artists have no fear. There might not be many powerhouses after 100 years of war, but martial artists had trained their guts to be iron. Dare to fight. Fight. This is good news, but it's not bad news either, Fong Ping said with a smile, because the stronger the enemy, the stronger we humans. Our human race stands tall in the three realms and has never been destroyed since ancient times. Naturally, there is a reason for this. The stronger the enemy, the stronger we will be. And these powerhouses may be the current you, the future you. The prerequisite is that you dare to think. Fong Ping's hearty laughter also made some people who were worried gradually feel at ease. Compared to bad news, there is more good news. Fong Ping laughed and said, "In these 3 days, I went to the evil sect headquarters. The evil sect was destroyed. 2 emperor level and 8 paragons died. They also killed our enemies, Chong Rong Tian and Ping Yu Tian paragons." As soon as these words came out, the whole world was shaken. The next moment, cheers erupted. The King of Man is invincible. Congratulations to the human race. The roar shook the sky, rising from Magic City and spreading. Momentum. At this moment, the huge Heavenly Wood seemed to see a momentum rolling over. Heavenly Wood's incarnation appeared, a look of shock on its face. Billions of living beings, all united. This was too scary. No matter how weak the ants were, when their numbers reached this level, it was enough to shake the heavens. It was really a momentum rolling over. Fong Ping wore a smile. "I'm not bragging for myself. Am I not doing this to win over people's hearts and make my origin Dao more complete? Am I not doing this to prepare for the integration of more places in the future? I'm really not planning to brag about myself. Yes, my heart is for the human race. Look. At this moment, in the source world, there seemed to be more shadows. Sun City was more solid. MCMU was also becoming more and more real. This is a win-win situation. Am I that kind of vain person? Fong Ping convinced himself. I'm so great. The momentum was rolling over, but Fong Ping continued to smile. Of course, the evil sect has been destroyed, but the leader is not dead. One of the 8 ancient kings, King Kuan, is still alive. But these powerful enemies won't have a good time either. The human race still has a joyous occasion. Fong Ping roared, Everyone, don't forget that we still have a group of senior powerhouses fighting and killing the enemy in the extraterrestrial realm. That's right, Martial King, Battle King, the ancient Buddha of the ancient Buddha Holy Land, the gods of the nation of gods, the pharaohs of the Wana world. These powerhouses, the human leaders, are still fighting the enemy in the extraterrestrial realm. Last time, I did not tell you that many of our powerhouses died in the extraterrestrial realm. Many of our leaders were killed by the enemy in the extraterrestrial realm. They died, fallen, in order to protect the human race. They gave up tens of thousands of years of their lifespan to fight the strong enemies in the extraterrestrial realm. They were outnumbered and finally died in the extraterrestrial realm. The 6 holy lands, Sword King died, the first ancient Buddha died, the Sun God died, the great Pharaoh died. The whole world was silent. Last time, when Fong Ping and the others returned, other than announcing some news among the powerhouses, the ordinary people did not know anything at all. They only knew that after the last great victory, the human world's energy began to recover. But now, hearing so many legendary powerhouses died in the battle, at this moment, everyone was stunned. Everyone, don't forget these seniors. It's them who are advancing alone, guarding in the darkness. They have been guarding the extraterrestrial realm for hundreds of years, guarding the human civilization. Humans don't know about them. It's even the first time many people have heard about them. Do you know where they are? In the catacombs, in the boundless Mount Royal Sea, where countless strong enemies are, and the darkness is boundless. They have been sitting there for 300 years. 300 years. In these 300 years, they have been guarding the human civilization in the darkness, facing countless strong enemies. Some died in the battle, some were injured, but none of them have retreated a step. Today they are still fighting, facing countless enemies, fighting in the extraterrestrial realm. Behind them is us, the human civilization. It's billions of humans. They are still falling. There are still people dying. They are waiting for us to rise. As Fong Ping said that, he suddenly roared. But they are willing. They have also killed the human's prestige in the extraterrestrial realm. Just today, King Wu broke through the realm, proved his heavenly King Dao, and killed Mount Luofu's sect leader, Qing Jing, a saint powerhouse. An old antique who has lived for tens of thousands of years. Invincible. At this moment, the first to erupt into a roar was Wu Quishan, his voice excited and incomparably excited. Even if he did not see it with his own eyes, every time he heard about it, he could not hide his excitement. Killing a saint proved his heavenly King Dao. This was a milestone in human history. King Wu is invincible. Humans are invincible. The people who were a little disappointed and sad just now were excited again. King Wu had become a heavenly king. In the new martial arts ranks that Fong Ping released previously, Heavenly Kings, rank 13, were the strongest powerhouses in the 3 realms. Excited voices rang through heaven and earth again. This was really great news. Of course, the seniors are still in battle. They are still waiting for us to support them. Without the combat strength of a desperate realm, how can we support them? Our opponents have many Heavenly King powerhouses, but we are not afraid. We can fight back the catacombs attack in the past 100 years. This is our strength. Everyone, work hard. Become stronger. Kill the enemies. Don't let the seniors fight alone. Let them know that they are protecting us from the front. We are also their strongest support from the back. Fong Ping laughed loudly and said, I am about to become an emperor, emperor-level powerhouse, and I am 21 years old this year. I am not afraid of any ancient powerhouse. I am not afraid of them either. Remember, if I can do it, you can too. Our human race will only become stronger and better. As long as everyone is united, no one can defeat us. If we fall, the tall ones will support us at the front. I am very tall, 1,000 meters tall. If I do not fall, you will not fall. Humans will not fall. As long as I, Fong Ping, am not dead, our enemies will only tremble, only regret that they have become enemies with humans today. King Wu is invincible. King Wu! King Wu! Deafening cheers once again resounded through the clouds. Between heaven and earth, a wave of air swept over. At this moment, Fong Ping was slightly dazed. He seemed to have seen something. He saw a world like Earth. At this moment, Magic City, where he was the most excited. Fong Ping vaguely felt that Magic City seemed to have a tendency to merge into his source world. Fong Ping laughed out loud. He laughed unknowingly, laughing at the peace of the people. As long as the King Wu did not fall, the human race would not fall. Fong Ping took a step forward. At this moment, his aura erupted, seeming to be slightly stronger than before. Sensing this scene, Heavenly Wood's face was full of shock. The cat's eyes widened, muttering, "The liar is so powerful. Deceiving people can also become stronger. I really want to learn. Look, how did the liar become stronger? Deceiving people? What invincible King Wu? You are nothing, but after he deceived people, you actually became stronger. There was no justice in this world." The cat was envious. He did not know how. If he knew and deceived people, then wouldn't he become the Cat Emperor soon? The cat rolled its big eyes. The Cat Emperor seemed to be not bad. At this moment, not only was Fong Ping becoming stronger. MCMU. Old Man Li's body trembled slightly, raising his eyebrows slightly. The barrier of these few days of closed-door cultivation was actually broken. Too fast. Last time when Fong Ping integrated MCMAU, he broke through 600 meters of Dao. After participating in a big battle, then returned to closed-door cultivation, actually not long. However, these few days he felt that his strength improved rapidly. In addition to Fong Ping's support of a large amount of origin qi and imperishable substance, his cultivation path was also clear, opening up Dao extremely fast. However, from 600 meters to 700 meters, it should take some time, right? In the end, he actually broke through the realm, 700 meters of Dao. At this moment, Old Man Li felt the changes in his strength. Similarly, he who had a ninth forged golden body, even if he had just broken through, at this moment his basic vitality had actually reached about 250,000 calories. He did not have the enhancement of the origin Dao, but other people increased their vitality by 5,000 calories by walking 100 meters. He could increase it by almost 10,000 cal. As for him, his vitality was still doubled. Compared to the origin Dao, the effect was not much worse. The limit has exceeded the ordinary rank 9 by 500,000 calories. Old Man Li revealed a smile. Back then, he thought of fighting a paragon at rank 9. Perhaps it could really come true. There was still some distance to the 1,000 meters of Dao. His golden body, however, had not reached the limit. It might be a little difficult to reach 800,000, but 700,000 might not be impossible. This old man has a high control of strength. I can still fight a paragon. Old Man Li's eyes were bright. After reaching the paragon, would his origin Dao have an enhancement? He did not know. For so many years, only he had walked through myriad Dao unification. Whether it was the same for Extreme Path, Celestial Emperor, he was not sure. However, when origin Dao reached the paragon, it might not have no enhancement. Old Man Li did not know that myriad Dao unification was actually considered a beginner's Dao, but whether it could be enhanced at the paragon, even Heavenly Wood might not be able to tell. Old Man Li was becoming stronger. The others were also becoming stronger. It was not too obvious, but some martial artists who were in the bottleneck stage clearly felt something. Breaking through seemed to be a little easier. This was the Emperor Dao. Humans, at this moment, there were also people who were lamenting. Some of the sages who had escaped earlier stood on the Forbidden Sea, looking at the human cities by the seaside, clearly feeling that something was different. Humans seemed to be stronger. The celestial realm wall seems to be moving. Someone muttered. They saw through something. The human race seemed to be expanding. Heavenly Wood, Azure Cat, Human King, thinking of these powerhouses in the human world now, even the sages shook their heads. Although there was only one sage, he was really not to be underestimated. They were lamenting. In the fake sky grave, old Zhang was currently escaping. Behind him, the three sect protectors, Heavenly Emperor Pingyu, and more than 10 venerable emperors were working together to kill him. Everyone's faces were livid, and they were also terrified. King Wu had achieved Heavenly King Dao. Moreover, he had killed Venerable Emperor Qing Jin as a sacrifice to achieve Heavenly King Dao. However, in order to kill this sage, he was also heavily injured. Although he was arrogant in the origin world, in reality, he was running for his life at the moment. Old Zhang had been running for a while. His body was also stained with blood, and he was still carrying the badly beaten warlord in his hand. He turned around and scolded, "Don't force me. I just don't want to kill you. If you force me again, I'll kill you all one by one." King Wu, it's fine if you're not a heavenly king, but if you're a heavenly king, you must die today. Among the three sect protectors, someone shouted coldly, his eyes cold. There was also jealousy. How many years had they been sages? Some had been more than 10,000 years. Before the heaven realm was destroyed, they were sages. Now, the heaven realm had been destroyed for 8,000 years, but they were still sages. On the contrary, Zhang Tao had actually become a heavenly king. How could they not be jealous? What are you talking about? You old guys, don't give me a chance to be alone. Stay with me for the rest of your lives, or else just wait for death. Zhang Tao was not afraid of them. He panted and said, "Let me remind you, I can recover my combat strength at any time. Once I recover to my peak, it will be difficult to kill these sages. Be careful of those emperors." As soon as he said this, the expressions of some of the emperors who were chasing after him changed slightly. Heavenly Emperor Ping Yu shouted coldly, "Don't be disturbed by him. If we don't kill him now, it will be more dangerous in the future. The three of you, is King Kun still not willing to make a move?" The three sect protectors did not speak. Make a move? Make a move? On the other side, that old fellow, Heavenly King Subduing, was dragging Moon's spirit, Heaven's pole, and the others, forcibly holding King Kun and the others back. Break the array. Yes, they were still breaking the array. Just a little bit more. If anyone dared to leave now, Heavenly King Subduing said that it would be disregarding everyone's interests. He wanted everyone to join forces to kill the other party, lest everyone's efforts be in vain. King Wu could only wait for them to kill him now. Even if they could not kill him, they had to hold him back. When the array was broken, King Kun would arrive soon. Not only King Kun, but King Sun, King Jin, and the others would also come. They would probably also make a move. At this moment, War King, who was being carried by Zhang Tao, also scolded with a voice transmission, "Bastard, when you are injured, I carry you. When I am injured, you carry me. Is this something a human should do? Are you sure?" Zhang Tao said with a voice transmission, "You are behind me, and there are so many people behind you. If they join forces and hit you, you will explode." War King. War King was speechless. There was nothing wrong with what Zhang Tao said. But why am I so indignant? When Zhang Tao was injured, why didn't I think of using this to stop him? Old Zhang curled his lips. "With your intelligence, you still want to fight with me? Just accept your fate when I carry you. Why do you have so many demands?" In the next moment, old Zhang's body trembled slightly. He was almost hit by the people behind him. Then, old Zhang couldn't help but scold. "What is this kid doing? Does he want me to explode?" War King was stunned. What did he mean? Old Zhang scolded. "I have just advanced. I don't know the great Tao, and it is difficult to expand. If I continue to improve, won't I explode?" This damn bastard. What the hell is he doing? I have improved too quickly recently, and my control over my strength has decreased a lot. War King seemed to understand, and he almost scolded. "Are you complaining that your strength has increased too quickly? Have you considered the feelings of others? Have you considered the feelings of an old man who is still struggling to reach the Arch Realm?" This time, in order to reach the Arch Realm, this old man fought until he was bathed in blood, and his golden body shattered several times. How do you have the face to say this? Zhang Tao didn't care about him, and he was still indignant. I asked him to make humans stronger, not to make them stronger every day. I have only been here for a month. War King was tired. Forget it, I will pretend to be dead. Curse all you want. I have a feeling that this thing is showing off. War King didn't say a word. Old Zhang cursed a few times, but he didn't get a response. He seemed to feel a little bored, and no one was supporting him, so he couldn't pretend anymore. But he was happy in his heart. What is this time? Without me around, this kid feels like he has let go of himself. And the more he works, the more energetic he is. You're tuning in to the Warrior Lord YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.